And hello and welcome back to the CFSPH Regionals 2024 Road to Hangzhou. Sneaky Frog and Juswami this time on the mic para dito sa second semifinals of the day. It is going to be UBEC MANIAC GT versus MATTJESS, both representatives from Cebu having to clash dito sa ating semifinal.
And what better way to welcome that with the Cebuano caster as well, man. This is going to be a real spicy one. Of course, we had a little bit of a rivalry between UBEC MANIAC and MATTJESS during the group stage, and I think it's going to be a really interesting one. It kind of parallels the way that SGJ and MATTJESS are rivaling each other, right? So this is a bit of a parallel storyline that we have between all four teams that we have right now in the playoffs, and what an upset we got in the first series as well.
Yeah, I think after yung sub-base map na yun, galing sa Pacific Pacta, I think my expectations kind of were shattered a bit galing sa kanila doon kasi yun nga, sub-base is a map where you expect Pacific Pacta to just flourish and, you know, most likely would just get it with a pretty high score line. But unfortunately, yun nga,
It did not work out that way,
SCJ was prepared. SCJ was prepared para dito sa map number 2 and they go up against a weakened Macta dito sa sub-base. Granted, Compound didn't go their way, pero when it came to the map of Ankara, obviously that is a map na, you know, both of these teams actually play quite often, no?
Yeah.
So, hindi naman stranger itong SCJ pagdating sa Ankara map natin. And not a stranger especially against itong Pacific Macta because they've already played them countless of times in that particular map.
Yep,
But for
so,
today's matchup, of course, it's a 1-3 for SCJ. And
This,
what's going to be the score para sa UMMJ? We might not know.
Might not know, man. I mean, this was not on my bingo card, really. I would have expected this to be at a 5-map series, but the way that MATTJESS played here today, I think that was a real upset, especially sub-base, where, yeah, usually they are one of the powerhouses here on sub-base, but I think Yobib on AWM really caught them off guard. Maybe that's kind of what was not expected from SCJ, and MATTJESS were really, it was pretty obvious. I think we're not prepared for it. But anyway, moving on, right? You know, UBEC MANIAC here versus MATTJESS. This is going to be a really nice battle to see because we've seen them face up against each other before. UBEC MANIAC, of course, have been able to square up and deal with MATTJESS before in a pretty devastating fashion. But this is the first time we're going to be seeing both teams on a best-of-5 matchup, and we don't know what really UBEC MANIAC are going to look like on a longer series like that, just because of you know, the fact that both these teams, both squads, are really young.
Yeah, and I think definitely this could be the year where the youth of Crossfire just takes over the entire scene. You know, this is probably like the most disappointing result ng Pacific Macta, other than yung kanilang APAC result, right, where they just went winless.
And they didn't make it into the playoffs, yeah.
Didn't even make it to the playoffs. Even SCJ got a 2-0 off of them, pare. And ayun nga, no, this could be the time where youth takes over dito CFSPH, which is kind of well needed, no, because we needed a breath of fresh air.
We needed that,
especially for yung international play natin. And I mean, one of these two teams are going to be green to go into Hangzhou, pare, and both of them are new to the international stage.
Yeah, I think this is some much-needed spice, man. We needed a rise of new talents and the new generation being ushered in here in CFS, as we can see right now. Of course, MATTJESS and UBEC MANIAC, one of them guaranteed to make it, like you said. And I'm really excited to see whether or not they can deal with that level of competition. Right, because UBEC MANIAC and MATTJESS, yes, they've been here for a pretty long while here in regionals, but you know, the problem is they haven't been able to really leave our current region once they go up on the big stage. The question is now whether or not they can perform as well. But we might be getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here. And UBEC MANIAC and MATTJESS, they have yet to go up against each other. And I am really looking into, I think, MATTJESS as a team right now. Of course, we both know that their map pool is not the widest as one would have expected out of a team that is going to be going into the semifinals.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, UBEC might have the slight advantage. Granted, they just have the better players underway, but I think we might just introduce the teams very, very soon. So we're going to take a look at it, pare.
And of course, first one out, one of the Cebuano representatives, UBEC MANIAC. The hype is real, man. UBEC Maniac. His roster here, UBEC Maniac, as the coach. And of course, for MATTJESS, it's a question of whether or not they can replicate their past results here and actually get over that. Because if you see this right now, there is kind of a pattern here, man. They lose in the group stage, but when it comes to the playoffs, MATTJESS is... We were walking around earlier, MATTJESS, I think the vibes were good for them right now. They are really locked in. Of course, Eagle Eye gone from the rotation. I like this. Out of MATTJESS, and Compound gone from UBEC Maniac. I think this map veto, sir, is a really equal one, and it's going to be a question of whether or not, in my opinion, right, I think Subbase is here going to be the contention point between these two teams. But remember, UBEC Maniac, despite the speed of MATTJESS right now on how they play, Subbase is definitely one of the strongest UBEC Maniac maps.
Yeah, for sure. I think every Cebuano team, by default, they do have a really good sub-base, pare. So, ayun nga, I think both teams are definitely gonna have a close one dito sa sub-base, especially considering that MATTJESS is starting dito sa kanilang BL side. And Ankara naman, I think that might still go in the side of UBEC. Granted, they have a really good defense and offense dun sa mapa na yun. Actually, their defense could do a bit of work, no? Kasi they had to make a comeback happen in their prior Ankara game galing sa kanilang BL side against itong CGT. Or was it Gaon, actually? I think it was Gaon. I think it was Gaon. And yun nga, Jeff Rocks was just absolutely attacking itong second mid natin this entire time. And, I mean, after that, you know, Gaon just couldn't defend. But still, that's something of a weakness na pwedeng i-exploit dito ng MATTJESS with them being so good dito sa BL side. They can definitely, you know, lead the charge when it comes to the pacing of the game. And when you start to play yung game dito ng MATTJESS, you kind of get pulled on the string this entire time and you're just following them this entire map, pare.
Yeah, that is true. I think MATTJESS, when they first get that initial burst of momentum, it starts getting a little bit scary for their opponent. And that's the thing, right? MATTJESS need that initial boost in order to make the series actually go their way. So again, this brings us back to the question of whether or not they can match up to the macro UBEC Maniac and the flexibility of this UBEC Maniac roster, right? Yes, at the hazard of being said that I am biased towards UBEC Maniac, man, the numbers just don't lie. And, you know, despite all that, I do still think that MATTJESS have a solid chance here to upset, but it's going to really depend on the first two maps. Kind of similar to what happened earlier between Magda and SGG Reborn. If MATTJESS can possibly take Ankara, if they can take Subbase and keep UBEC Maniac on their toes, not let them play their own game, then that's where MATTJESS can get their win condition. Just because of the speed of how they play. The decision-making and how they are pacing the game to make sure that their opponents are still off-kilter.
Yeah. I think what really told yung story of the pacing dito ng MATTJESS was them going up against Vanguard, no? I feel like nung na-match nila yung pace dito ng Vanguard, it was absolutely heartbreaking for the Vanguard boys, obviously. But then MATTJESS were the original fast team dito sa Masters, dito sa Regional. So that 2-0 just speaks volumes dito sa MATTJESS na, yeah, we might not be the team where the spotlight is most shined upon, but it seems like when it comes to the faster type of play, then MATTJESS is gonna have the upper hand. But I feel like UBEC is so used to yung ganun na laruan, though.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in Cebu and you are scrimming against Cebuano teams, that signature fast take playstyle really just takes hold, right? So I think Pacific Magda, excuse me, but UBEC Maniac rather are kind of used to really dealing with that just because they are exposed to it on a daily basis, as I would expect out of the scrims from these teams.
Yeah, are we doing that meme, pare? UBEC Magda.
UBEC Magda?
UBEC Magda.
UBEC Magda. Hey, that's SCJ Reborn out there. Congratulations to you guys. See you guys tomorrow at the grand final. Hell yeah, of course. I think this was not on our bingo card now. So you can see the vibes are good for these guys. They are soaking in that victory, of course. And yeah, of course, congratulations to SCJ.
Yeah, you got
a little bit of a, you know, gotta chill out here.
Yeah, they have to rub it in, pare. Of course, for the rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to rub it in.
It has to happen, man. It has to happen. There is, of course, the LAN will always be different, man. And when you feel that confidence on LAN, part of that is the mental game. And that's what SGG are playing with right now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And the fact na The boots are like literally right next to each other. You know, you can probably hear just a bit
Look
of...
towards your right, you'll see Magda. Look to the left, you had SGJ earlier. But we're going to see the same thing here. It's going to be between UBEC Maniac and MATTJESS. I think, of course, like we said, MATTJESS, they to get that running start on.
Yeah, and if MATTJESS gets a good start, Rels gets a momentum going. MZ has actually been really underrated sa tail end ng group stage natin. I feel like MZ had pulled off some really good lurks, especially on Ankara. And I feel like against a team like UBEC, you're gonna have a slightly hard time to, just be a lurk in general, no? Considering they really do like to start rounds very, very slowly. Kukuha muna sila ng map control, get CA, get LB, or get hotel, and then get
the 30-second thing happens.
30-second things, and then they start tossing nades. You don't know what's happening. And all of a sudden, 2 players are dead on your squad, and you're kind of scratching your head, though. So MATTJESS is trying to avoid exactly that. Yung pag-setup ng burst para sa UBEC. Kasi, UBEC is not just a burst-heavy team, right? They also love to do yung mga aggression from time to time, especially with the players that you have. I mean, you have Toy, you have Sikano. They can, really open the things up. They sa mapa natin, no problem with their entry prowess. But what happens if you don't?
Gosh, yeah, man, this is the thing, right? Like when MATTJESS, they kind of walk into that trap of their UBEC Maniac, they do that, right? Where they're able to sometimes, right, just really counteract how MATTJESS plays. Like you said, the burst takes that they do. But sometimes, right, MATTJESS, even when they're on the GR side, right? And the thing about MATTJESS is they will randomly choose to push a heavy 5-man push, right? And sometimes, I don't know how, I don't know why, right? Sometimes UBEC Maniac have the read, and they go in the exact opposite direction. And I don't know how this is achieved, but sometimes, of course, for the IGLs, that does come in as the mental game as well, the way that they're able to play chess here. And what kind of scares me about the way that UBEC Maniac plays is the fact that they're just so consistently good. They don't really need anybody to pop off here, despite the fact that, right, we talked about KLP versus Rels as the sniper matchup. But for UBEC Maniac, KLP is not the win condition. As for MATTJESS, though, it really lies in the hands of Loy, it lies in the hands of Rels to bring that initial momentum before everyone else can really step up and provide more support to get that initial momentum out of the way.
Yeah, medyo underrated actually yung head-to-head natin in between the IGLs, right? I mean,
that is true.
You have
KLB, what an insane frag IGL, right?
Yeah, and I really feel like this is a good direction that we're going dito sa mga mas bata na players dito sa Crossfire, right? I think them having more output as the IGLs kasi pagdating naman dito sa China, right? I think even the IGLs are kind of fragging out. You see, the old Evolution Power before they had that incident dito sa Vietnam where they went 0 and I think they went 1-4 dun sa group stage. Before that, yung IGL nila na si Mino actually was fragging really, really hard despite, having a different gun kasi it's CFPL, you get to use the VIP weapons. Pero, when it came back to the AKs and the M4s, they didn't really frag out. But para naman dito kay KLB at kay A7J, I think it's more consistency back in their way. And the fact that A7J also has the option of sniping is also really good for an IGL kasi sometimes you have to pull out the double sniper, especially pagdating sa Ankara or pagdating dito sa compound where the snipers are not going to have the easiest time rotating from one side to the other.
Yeah, I think it really does come down to that, right? When we go back to as well the numbers, right? The way that statistically speaking, UBEC Maniac are usually playing for the percentage play, and MATTJESS are constantly trying to catch you off guard. So if they can keep that rhythm going, then it's gonna be real spicy. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of A7J here, taking those initial fights. It really does come down to A7J and or CPN being able to get that first frag in the round to be converted. Because whether we like it or not, I think MATTJESS, they have a really good percentage, a really good consistency when it comes to converting 4v5 rounds as well. So if CBN can pop off, can take down at least one member on the other side, then that round conversion will usually come for MATTJESS.
Yeah, and I really feel like mas maiging decider talaga ng series natin itong Black Widow. Kasi, ayun nga, MATTJESS obviously, even their B team is really good dun sa Black Widow map natin. And I really feel like Black Widow really embodies of what the MATTJESS play is all about. It's very buggy, but teamwork is also implemented at the same time. Despite the fast pace, it gotta make sense para sa kanila na, oh yeah, we have to play fast to catch the team off guard because they're just gonna be set inside of the sites, probably sitting there, may fighting for map control from time to time. Itong UBEC Maniac, they're not scared to get LA dun sa Black Widow. So, it's about those head-to-head fights as well. Possibly dito sa game, but since we're starting off dito sa Ankara, I think most of the fights are going to be coming from, Tunnels B or second mid, maybe even LA, knowing yung confidence dito ni KLB. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting whether or not yung MATTJESS natin maybe they step a bit too far from their spots. Kagaya ng yellow dito, if you step maybe one too much to the left, then you just get absolutely sniped by KLP. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting Ankara, that's for sure, no? Because I feel like yung simula natin yung probably magde-decide whether or not what direction we're going with the series natin.
Yeah, and I think of course for UBEC Maniac, right, that very characteristic playstyle that does usually take that initial control in mid before really deciding what to do. That is something that has yet to be counteracted by MATTJESS here. And hopefully they were able to go in and watch some VODs, really. Try and practice up against scrims here to be able to work on how they're able to approach that initial take, especially when UBEC Maniac, they are on the BL side. That heavy mid control does come a lot earlier in the round, and because of that, right, we've seen before, Rels has been able to get those initial fights and actually convert them, but now it's a question of whether or not they as a team can counteract that play strategy that is consistent for UBEC Maniac for, I think, all maps, really. I don't think there is a visible map that they don't really change that play style. And if you really take, at least take a look at how they play, there is at least a sight of how to solve that problem, how to counteract that strategy, which is just, it's so smart. Because UBEC Maniac, yeah, on top of always taking mid, there will always be at least a little bit of control on one extremity of the map, whether that's LA or LB, regardless of map, right? There will always be at least one. And the danger there is in guessing the wrong way. With that being said, we're finally going to be on the map. Map number 1 underway. Ankara here. This is the MATTJESS fixer. And we're going to see whether or not this particular map, which we were just talking about, if MATTJESS can take this away from UBEC Maniac.
Well, A7J just got insta-murked. Yun lang. Happens. It's the IGL's burden, pare. You have to be first. The IGL struggle. Sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself in order to be like that one guy in that movie, pare, where he's just watching the CCTVs. Shout out Denzel Washington, pare. Pero ito na nga, A site could be underway. And JJ ready. JJ usually playing room A, but now he's actually playing it on top A this time.
Yeah.
So, bit of a different setup para sa UM.
But A7J gone, it's going to be a lot harder to get inside of the site here. But first one on site, taking down nearby Kono. There's too many people on top, and Rel shows up as well. Takes down JJ nice and early here in the round. CBN, though, turned into popcorn as Rel's coming in with a double kill. Now he points at the numbers. Rel's a lot of bait in his way. And KLB the combo here. Already taking that first round. Not even letting them plant the bomb here, man.
What? I'm just surprised di sila nakakit.
They did not even get close. And that's a scary thing, man.
Rel's got a really good pick off on JJ there. On top A, having the players dito sa top A. But then, Loy was already there. KLP was already there. I'm surprised KLP got 2 despite all the chaos. And that's along the side. KLP tried to go for a first pick dito si Yellow. Pero wala siya makukuha.
Yeah, sometimes, you got to take that risk. Yeah. And I think that's also how they got that initial frag here in the round. But now the problem is, right, KLP down to half HP is going to be a little bit more careful for these two people now. And Kano and JJ inside event waiting for some forward aggression from MATTJESS here. Nothing happening early in the round. KLP, but somehow he's still alive, but now Kano's going to be gone. And Loy dropping it in here, trade for trade now, 1-4-1. Heading here behind. But the bomb, of course, having been picked up by A7J. We'll see whether or not they have a new plan for this. And if you can see right behind them, the flank is starting to come in. So MATTJESS, they need to get a move on because KLB already on the lurk, already on the flank. Any second now, that punishment is going to be coming on through. But of course, Mr. Va is on the angle. I don't think he's going to be checking towards the left now, but he lets go. It is going to be a scary one because it looks like the flash is going to be coming out. And now, it's taken a little bit too long, man. They're really far forward here in MZ. First point of contact. Oh no! Now, of course, first few kills going the way of MATTJESS. Now,
Oh
the
my
flash
God,
coming on
Loy.
through. Loy again! And now Va here, gonna try and pick up the pieces. The C4 is down. He's gonna have to go down here, risk his life, knowing that Loy and KLB are coming in from either side of him. This is gonna be a really strange one, man, because you've already taken 2F, but the C4 is out in the open. Luckily for him, there is a smoke here, so KLB can't get that angle on him. Now, 30 seconds on the clock. I think Va is cooking something up here because he's not going to be rushing to plant this.
Yeah, I think you might want to plan for entrance A, KLB.
Uh-oh.
He's spotted. Here comes Loy. Here comes Loy for the push. Nah.
Oh,
He's playing with him.
no.
Mind games, but C4 is going to be set down. And yeah, the best action here is just to go room. He hasn't gone down yet, pero KLB, makukuha na nga dito si Va. And it's a 2-0 for UBEC MANIAC. Ayun nga, I'm just surprised that Va didn't go down immediately dito sa room. But at the same time, that was supposed to be a MATTJESS win, fan. They got the 2 players to top A instantly. But then, Loy came around the corner to CA, even killed si CPN all the way dito sa hotel. And he circled right back to CA to play a better position that he can make a play happen.
And again, that brings us back to the way of how UBEC MANIAC plays. Like, the macro is so good, they're able to as well. One of the characteristics of the UBEC MANIAC playstyle is the counter flood. As soon as the entire team's there, before you can get into your usual post-plant positions, they come in, catch you unawares, and sometimes, like we saw in round 2, take down a couple of people, making it a little bit easier for the retake. But now, of course, MATTJESS slow it down here, trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because that forward aggression that they were doing on LA is not working right now.
Yeah, what's good as well, para dito sa UBEC na they go for risky stuff sa start ng round, but they don't overextend for it. CBN spotted on yellow, MZ, double nade on the sniper, and they're just gonna absolutely shoot down itong si KLP sa LA.
Yep, got a little bit too spicy, man. And you know, remember these guys, they're really young, right? So sometimes you overextend and you get a little bit overconfident. So now no sniper for UBEC MANIAC. MATTJESS this time though. Taking that mid control. KLB is inside the move, guys. He's the head of Buck. And unconnected MC as well. Takes down Loy nice and early here. Now, so far a flawless round with a little bit of tarnish as JJ takes on A7J elsewhere. But it's still going to be a 2v4. And the full-on rotate now towards tunnel. But I like this. You see this. There is control in LA. He can hear now the footsteps cut right on the tail of the UBEC MANIAC roster right now. And with MZ gone, makes things a little bit easier. Now, that's going to be coming in. It's going to be a 2v3. Va, CBN looking to wait for the setup, but Kano opens it up. Great first peek. Now the flash coming on through. We'll see whether or not this retake's going to come in handy. Wait. Oh, they have control of mid. Rels on the other side. Oh, he finds Kano. And now, though, down to 1v1. Both players now bleeding as JJ can be taken down nice and early. Va did not even get him the chance to pull that trigger.
Yeah, Va not a stranger to clutching those situations. But you know, MATTJESS, I like na they did go for a default to start ng round, got to KLP, stuck together in that mid side as UM was trying to get some trades going. And I think I recognize yata na MATTJESS that UM was going for, you know, yung hold dito sa hukay. And mas maiging madali itong CA sana para kay KLP. That's why he was pushing out of that EA in the first place. And he tried to just get a better position dito sa catwalk A, but he just gets punished for it.
And we've seen it again now. A little bit of aggression from JJ. But could be aware of the angle. No, he takes out one. He's out for the straight. And a little bit awkward here on the corner. Here, CBN takes him down. And now it'll be a lot easier. Only one person on site. MC takes down Loy. Headshot perfect. Now 2v4 as the plant is going to be going on through. Now, got the smokes now. Yet to dissipate as it is just very, very fresh. Mr. KLB looking for some sort of information right past the fence. Pero si KLP did darating mamaya na. It's going to be a 2v4 retake here. Not much utility in the way for these guys. But KLP finds MC. KLP, the sniper, left alone, cannot convert. MATTJESS answer back with a 2 for 2.
That's more like it para sa MATTJESS. I'm surprised na Loy actually went in towards top A. From that situation, you already have 2 players that's A. So obviously, rest of UBEC is the rest of MATTJESS is gonna climb up dito sa ating top A area, and him being in the middle of 3 players is not really the best idea para sa kanya dito. So maybe just a bit too antsy to make the hero play para dito kay Loy. But MATTJESS, they're fighting back. Two good entries on the A side that they got something going. But they're really banking on the fact that MATTJESS might just go for something deep as the B side as they did pour more players on the right side of the map.
And I do like this reset out of UBEC MANIAC, right? As soon as they started getting spicy, MATTJESS answer back with a really good couple of rounds now. And because of that, UBEC MANIAC, they need to rethink what the strategy really is right now. This time, though, MATTJESS, having slowed it down. Right? This is a very flexible roster here in the Dva taking out KLP nice and early. The sniper is gone for UBEC MANIAC, but they're not going to go all the way in. Going to slow down. And here, as you can see, there is going to be a little bit of presence from UBEC MANIAC coming in from bypass as well. The possibility of being met out here as KLB already on the lurk again. It's kind of expected by MATTJESS, and that's why, right? They try and get some picks on different parts of the map, keep them a little bit distracted so that they are not sure where to bolster their defense. Now it's going to be a 5-man push over onto A, which is going to be next to impossible here for UBEC MANIAC to hold on to. Now utility Loy coming in from connector. A lot of utility now, but as you said, they makes it inside. Inside, no. Good for one. CBN has to trade as well. JJ with a double kill now. 2v3, but they do get onto the side eventually. Now, it's a question of whether or not MATTJESS are going to be able to stabilize on this side here, get themselves into a good post-plant position to make sure that despite this man advantage that UBEC MANIAC have, it's not going to be going their way. And now the push coming in from Rel, the double kills now. And Mr. KLB from inside of RS, down to 1v1. We've seen this before, but it's a question of whether or not KLB is going to be ready for it now with a white peak. Rel's not able to connect. Flash out now, and now the push coming in. Just yet. Nothing really coming in right now, but the plant does happen. Yes, this pretends off the measures here. Rels up the movement switches over to the rifle. Now back it off. But still, KLB with a headshot here. The retake, the IGL. So good right now, converting that third round for UBEC MANIAC.
Yeah, 3 misses from Rels though, man. That's not good news. That is not good news at all. And it seems like UBEC MANIAC got the handle of things. You know, it kind of got hectic. Need to stop A, not gonna lie. Rels getting the third kill even, pero ayun lang. Instead it goes down to the 1v1s. KLB had the advantage, 20 seconds left. C4 needed to be planted, and the time pressure was too much for good old Rels here. So UBEC MANIAC put their third on the board already. Ankara's pretty close, actually.
Yeah, actually a lot closer than one would have expected. I think MATTJESS have really studied how UBEC MANIAC played. You can see actually how this macro has changed for MATTJESS. The ability to kind of pick apart the defense from UBEC MANIAC step by step without having to rush. And it's different from classic MATTJESS, man. They're moving a lot slower here. The macro is much better as they're taking more calculated risks as well.
Yes, classic MATTJESS, yung wait for Loy to get the kill and we just send it there. Good old times, man. It gets them third every single time.
Yeah, but Loy's gone now, so CBN's gonna have to be stepping up now in that role.
Yeah, I'm surprised na CBN was actually being used as the lurk to start ng game natin, but I don't like that decision. But I think we keep him at the entry here.
Yep. Yeah, but if it works in scrims, man, then you gotta respect it. Of course, right now, I would wager that they are having quite a lot more success than what we expected here in Ankara. And you can see that, of course, this was the Ankara pick from MATTJESS. Yeah. So there's definitely something cooking here in the oven for these guys, knowing that they had to come all the way from Cebu. They needed to be ready to try and upset the favorites right now, UBEC MANIAC.
A7J has like a slight idea naman kung ano yung laruan dito ng UBEC MANIAC, right? Especially after last year. Granted, UM only spent like 2 weeks with their coach. Now he's like gotten a whole month and a half.
Yep. For them. Out of the open. Does take down JJ. Now the flash coming on through. UBEC MANIAC, he spot Kano here on UM right now, but CBN takes him down as well. And the players are continuing to fall. Katraz is ready for it. KLB trying to catch him by surprise. Suddenly walks into the crosshair. Now, Ray Megan goes big. Counter flood not working out here. With a plant down with Loy all alone. Gonna have to come in with the ace, but cannot even get a single frag. MATTJESS on the back of that, and they're keeping it nice and close.
Yeah, and what they improved upon dito sa kanilang A-take now is taking out those 2 players immediately dito sa top A. I think a lot of teams miss this small detail dito sa UBEC MANIAC. Once the floor A or the first player is already dead, you go into metal box and you wait for Loy to rotate all the way from exit.
Oh.
And obviously it's not happening, so why not? They do the opposite. They just push up all the way to LA. And Loy getting itong si CBN is gonna fall as well. And UM says it's our turn to turn up the aggression this time. And now it's only 2 left.
Yep, got him put right into a blender here. UBEC Maniac pulling a MATTJESS special. That's more surprise than anyone would have expected here today. With A7J done, it's going to be only Rels here. Luckily, he does only have 1 pistol, so it's going to be a pretty hard one to convert if he can. But considering the number advantage that UBEC Maniac have, Rels is going to have to put on the masterclass of macro control here. But the problem is, man, there's too many people. Mid takes out 1 and going to get chased down. KLB the IGL again for the conversion, and UBEC Maniac up to 4.
Yep, and I think UBEC was just trying to look for the lead once again, and maybe they'll try to throw another curveball dito sa round natin. And yeah, no, it's just actually just standard galing dito sa UM. Instead, they just actually double up itong second mid. And most likely, KLP is playing that 2F position. So, you know, it's a pretty robust defense in order to avoid anything that's happening dito sa mid. Pero, you know, if the TB player gets an insta-gib dito kay Loy,
Loy's in a bad spot.
that's big trouble. Pero, yeah, knowing itong si Loy,
It's risky. You can see it coming. Flash is here. Trying to make it a little bit more safe. Now Loy down early. A7G is just going to mow right through him, and it's only going to be Mr. KLP on the side right now. But keep it nice and even here, but the popcorn coming in from MZ as well. No counter flood inside because just so much utility from MATTJESS here. They're not giving UBEC Maniac the chance to counter flood. And this, I think, is the perfect strat out of them. They are preventing the counter flood from UBEC Maniac, and because that has been their win condition over the last few matches, I think they've really studied this well, and you can see it, the smile on A7J's face, man. He knows. This guy is a no.
He knows that there's a shot, but UBEC Maniac has yet to play their better side of Ankara pare, no, which is itong kanilang BL. MATTJESS so far are doing well on their first half, but UBEC Maniac has really had their struggles dito sa first half, pero no, will get tagged up a bit, but they're trying to chase down to A7J now. They're just going to back off all the way dito sa B side, but that gives an opportunity for an A take for MATTJESS. Will get captured ahead by MZ. KLP mahuhulog na rin. Isa na lang ang natitira para i-defend itong Kate, and it's only Kano trying to get some top zone. Takes out CBN, takes out Bomb, but does not take out 12. Pero nandito na si KLB.
Now,
Where did he come from?
and came out of nowhere right now. A7J, the IGL solo on health, barely breathing. They have to come in for the clutch, and UBEC Maniac, man, they are so healthy here. The high-low setup from them as well, with JJ being on 2F. It's going to be a really risky thing for A7J to try and take, but he has no choice. C4 now going to be out in the open. KLB is going to be the first contact for him. Inside of house. Now the spray down does connect, and that's going to be our first half. UBEC Maniac barely in the lead.
Yeah, they still got the objective down no dito sa A side, which is to just delay until someone comes to help.
Until something happens.
Something happens kasi KLB just came out of nowhere, most likely galing dito sa CA, and etong si Kano. That's like the clutch factor galing kay Kano, no, na no other dude would actually swing for left stairs, and he just swung for it. He got to, and granted, he did get taken down, pero si KLB na daw bahala for the rest of the squad. So UBEC Maniac, obviously, this is more of their side. Dito sa Ankara, they did make that comeback happen against itong Gaon. But MATTJESS, they're rolling some pretty good rounds, and pag nakuha pa nila itong first round, they're gonna tie it up immediately and an opportunity to take the lead. But they have to find the UBEC offense first.
Yeah. A lot slower this time. Very heavy mid control out of UBEC Maniac, as we talked about as well. The playstyle that they have here, trying to take the picks in mid. And now Kano finds Rel, CBN spotted out in vents as well. This gives UBEC Maniac a little bit of a better idea of how MATTJESS are playing this defense right now, but no one else is showing their faces. So it's still going to be a little bit of a toss-up of whether or not UBEC Maniac are going to be able to really explore more of that map, have more of an idea of how this defense is played by MATTJESS, knowing that, of course, they have prepared well in advance for this matchup to happen, because there is no coming back from it if you lose this best of 5. So you need this first map to go your way. Now, though, UBEC Maniac coming in from mid as well. A7J takes out Kano. MC #1 over on the IGL, but they are answering back in kind. 3v2. Now, Va already inside the house, spotted out here by Mr. Loy himself. Flash coming into the delay. That's it. The plant should be coming in momentarily. Now it's going to be a question of whether or not MATTJESS can break this post plant.
They did get Loy. KLP will decide to switch back to the sniper. I don't think hanging on those boxes is a good idea about it. JJ Stuck in batteries.
Oh,
He still
JJ!
gets his CBN. And Va, can he get this 1v2 back on the pistol? 2 headshots are needed, but he doesn't even get one. And man, that was a tough retake in all honesty. You know, KLP back on the sniper. Granted, malapit na siya magkamali dun. I think staying behind those boxes is not a good idea, especially naka-M4 pa yung mga kalaban niya dito.
Yep. Got a little lucky.
Yeah, wallbang could be underway.
But again,
like
this
what happened
comes
to Lloyd.
back to UBEC MANIAC being drilled on those protocols, right? The really good bait and switch that came out of them as well to kind of save them, get them out of harm's way, and it turned into the percentage play that they needed to win that. So, the UBEC MANIAC haven't taken this first round here. Let's see if MATTJESS can they find the way to counteract this DL side from UBEC MANIAC.
Yeah, UM is more of a risk-averse team. MZ will get it on sa KLB. Most likely from that hotel side.
Now we speak about it, I don't think we've seen either of these teams play in hotel the entire game so far.
Yeah, no. I think it's more of the focus on getting it on high mid, second mid.
Yep.
But I would want to see some hotel executes, no, considering kalahati ng lineups dito sa Ankara, especially sa B site, nanggagaling dito sa second mid. So hopefully we do see 1 or 2 takes from that position.
Yeah, something a little bit out of pocket, I think, that has come right now. But again, UBEC MANIAC, they've slowed it down to a crawl. We've seen this. In these kinds of situations, the old matches that we've seen in group stage would usually overpush here, try to actively find information, and then kind of just walk into the crosshairs of UBEC MANIAC. But it seems to me that they've done some thinking, man. They have done it. We have the sniper, Rels, waiting on mid, waiting for somebody to push forward, and everyone else as well from MATTJESS just playing the patient game. And this is much needed for MATTJESS if they want to win this match. If they want to go to the world stage. And Rel's already ready for the entry. Kano is going to be gone, but JJ does a little bit of damage out in mid. Now, coming on 2 ways now. The second kill coming in for JJ. Noy inside of the smoke, not able to see a single thing. And MZ protecting his fellow countrymen. And now it's going to be JJ out in the clutch. No idea where the Ross is hiding, but he finds one. It's going to be a hard task, man, to see for that to be open. And CBN finds him from behind.
Yeah. CBN was just hanging around dito sa RS this entire time, and MATTJESS, they got around on the board in the second half. Bit of a mess up high mid push for UBEC MANIAC there, no? I mean, there's already a guy to respawn.
Oh, I like this.
They kind of expected that UBEC MANIAC would aggressively take it on RS, and they were positioned exactly to punish that. And MATTJESS,
MZ has a good spot.
MZ has a good spot, pero if the enemy knows about it, that's going to be bad news.
And we talked about this, man. When MATTJESS, they are ready for that very mid-central strategy out of UBEC MANIAC. This time, right, they're prepared for it, but UBEC MANIAC not even close to showing their faces on mid right now. I think they are pushing more on the extremities of the map. You see they have control of hotel as well. This is the first time we've seen this the entire game. So I really like this out of UBEC MANIAC, knowing that they kind of saved this for later, knowing that MATTJESS are actively trying to poison the efforts of their rivals here. And it's just so slow again. And UBEC MANIAC tried to bait out an overreaction from MATTJESS.
Double nade dito sa vents just to make sure that CBN is not standing in that exact position. And I kind of like this default sa MATTJESS, especially from MZ here in Tunnels B. I bet he heard all the footsteps.
JJ?
Dito sa hotel and second mid. CBN! No, CBN, be careful my friend. Pero he does fall down to Kano. Climbing very, very fast. Pero meron pang dalawang players na naan dito sa top 8. From the right side, does get backed up a bit, but still doesn't get the kill. Kano will go down, Ba will get 2. Pero nandito pa sa taas si Bamba, he's still fighting, but he's eventually gonna go down. 3 versus 2. Rels at ito si MZ na lang natitira. Last nade, MZ coming in from behind, but where is the other player?
He's so far away.
Ang layo ni Idol.
Sa RS na siya ng UBEC MANIAC, it might be a little bit too late. So kailangan na lang mag-defend to, but MZ already taken out KLB nice and early. Rels for the second as well. Si parang KLB na lang natira here. It is not planted for him, but now ringing that shot out cannot connect. And a little bit of a misplay from UBEC MANIAC, catching the macro and finding that opening that MATTJESS needed.
Yeah, and I'm surprised na Va got 2 from that position. No, right side, that's made of wood, my friend. You better spam that with an M4 immediately. And obviously, hindi nga na-spam ng M4 itong right side ng stairs natin. And yeah, they paid dearly for it. So much damage done by Va from that initial A execute. What are they gonna do this time? I like this though, galing sa MATTJESS, no? They're just playing standard 3-2. Pabayaan na nila yung mid. UBEC is obviously gonna come from there. But once HM is now penetrated, that's where they do their true action.
I don't know, man. This time, MATTJESS, they've let go of mid, and that's exactly when UBEC MANIAC choose to take this map control. And we've kind of seen this before. But of course, the problem is whether or not they can spot it out, knowing that there are 2 players here on B. We're going to have to clear out, or else we're going to have to worry about MZ as well. Luckily, they only need to worry about MZ for the first part. Now, Kano, the contact box right into a flashbang. Cannot see a single thing now. On the angle, no. Takes him down. The entry effective. And they see Rels as well. But there's too many people here on the side now. Down to the gun fight for JJ and KLP. Take down one piece. Now it's going to be CBN trying to take it out. Checks out the second mid. KLB not spotted out. And now with a smoke down as well. It's going to be next to impossible. But here, he is just so good at it. He's going to be coming. Feels the presence here. Caron sees him out of the open. He's solo. The headshot comes through, but JJ will take him down.
Yep, and that's the caveat of playing itong 3-2 natin. Your mid is gonna be wide open, your TP is wide open. The only thing you're guarding is itong hotel, and that allows itong UBEC MANIAC to just slowly crawl into front of B, get a bit more space than usual no dito sa TB area natin. And they just rolled on through sa side. Di in-expect dito na MATTJESS, and the nades just started flying dito sa B side, and the kills just started to rain. JJ though with a hell of a good game, 17 frags.
Yep. He's having a life game right now, and it's on
Life
the back
game,
of
yeah.
as well. I think MATTJESS, they tried to overcompensate for that aggression and played a little bit too far back, which gave UBEC MANIAC the opportunity to just take map control nice and easy, not having to risk too many lives to get inside of the site now. Of course, with that being said, UBEC MANIAC are still barely in the lead. Despite that, I think MATTJESS are really doing a good job of trying to keep UBEC MANIAC under control here in this map, but now it's going to be a question of whether or not they can take that lead and run away with it.
KLP just backing off. Hasn't been a good game para dito kay KLP actually, only having 5. We've seen more of Rels on his sniper dito sa laruan natin.
And MZ has been doing good.
Yeah, MZ's been doing really, really good.
Winning more often than not here in his 1-4-1s right now. I think, well, again, we talked about MATTJESS and having to win those duels. And it does kind of fit into their play style, right? The 1v1s, and if they're able to take them in different parts of the map, right? Dispersed parts of the map so that UBEC MANIAC can't regroup easily. And that's really where their strength lies. But the question is now that the UBEC MANIAC are playing on the BL side, it's whether or not MATTJESS can separate them. Because now that they're on the BL side, now that they get to set the pace for themselves, it then becomes a question of whether or not they can distract them enough. But change it by MZ. And Loy again from mid, unexpected. Now though, Vine, SMJ equals the numbers, but the blast going to be coming in. Utility still very plentiful for UBEC MANIAC though, so we'll see whether or not this is going to help them out in the meanwhile. Now, 28 seconds as the plant has come in. Va is ready for the utility now. Double flash coming from them. CBN. First point of contact sees JJ, but cannot take some Va. One by one, they're going to be falling. CBN. Great push coming out of him now, but it's going to be flashes on both sides. Not going to be able to see a single thing. JJ finds CBN. And A7J cannot hold a candle to the UBEC MANIAC defense.
Grabe, it's just like both players just helping each other. All 3 players helping each other dun sa retake na yun. I think no one was really fighting alone realistically. Galing sa UBEC MANIAC, you see one person, another person peeks, and another person peeks para sa kanila dito. And that's just how clean the UM system is. Especially when they do have control of the site. Rels almost getting caught dito sa Thomas B. And that has been the position that UM has actually been attacking time and time again. Pero high mid, ang gusto naman nila kunin this time. KLP spotted dito sa likod. A7J is down. But can he get the kills? Pistol's gonna be whipped out. MZ's gonna go down. 3 versus 4. Rels nasa loob ng site pero pinasabog na lang ng UM ang depensa ng MATTJESS. And CBN needs 4 headshots. JJ with a 20 banger. And he's not gonna make it 21 yet, pare.
One down, but the second not converted here. Si Loy, nakuha niya yung round na yun para sa MATTJESS. Right now, UBEC MANIAC, they are so close to winning, they can almost taste it. This is not gonna bode well for MATTJESS. Remember, this is their map pick. This is one of their win conditions. And when it comes down to that, if they lose this map, then they're going to have to go to plan B. They're going to have to go to plan C and try and lengthen our series. So UBEC MANIAC feeling that control. Alam na nila na kaya na ng panalunan to here. It's going to be a nice slow take. They take the smoke out on the main entrance, out on LA. Make sure na walang early push galing sa MATTJESS now. It's going to be KLP. Confident on the angle dito sa loob ng vents. And MZ, he might find the timing here kung hindi sila i-check. But Kano, I think he's aware! The white stick from Kano, pare! Wala siya nagawa. Tamang drive-by lang galing sa kanya. And now JJ, KLP, not pulling the trigger yet. Remember, this is UBEC MANIAC, one of the most patient teams here in the game. And now the question is whether or not they can finish this off, because that Loy finds Drells, the lurker is gone. MATTJESS now gonna have to regroup. They're gonna have to find a way to counteract this because CBN, yes, he's out in the open. Yes, KLP's gonna check him. He does get that headshot, makes things a little bit easier, but the problem is, dude, still, UBEC MANIAC almost have a full roster, and now they know the rotation has come in, the cover is coming in from mid, and there's only one person on A site, and it's A7J. He's going to have to single-handedly stop this from happening. Otherwise, the post-plant's going to be a horrible one for MATTJESS.
Oh my god, how did he survive? Well, he didn't. So, yun nga, top A taken by UBEC MANIAC, and this is most likely the beginning of the end dito ng Ankara. I mean, it was a good effort galing sa MATTJESS, but UBEC MANIAC, they started to roll dito sa kanilang BL side, attacking B time and time again, and now they have gone back to their bread and butter, which is AK, and KLP will get to put an M4 with an M dito sa laruan natin. I really feel like we need to see more of him dito sa game natin, and that's why itong si Rels at si MZ were so active dito sa mapa natin, because MZ obviously responsible for Hotel and second mid, and yun nga, itong si Rels who's kind of responsible for the entirety of the V site, and Rels kind of had the upper hand dun sa laruan na yun, and overall MATTJESS was just playing a lot better dito sa mga ibang rounds natin, but then UBEC, they pulled out the playbook, and they're like, alright, go B, and then maybe go A. Ayun nga. And I kind of like that galing sa UBEC. I feel like they were just kind of feeling out itong MATTJESS dito sa mga ibang rounds natin. And they kind of called out this defense na ginagawa ng MATTJESS na they would put one person in Hotel, one person in site. Obviously, that type of defense will be a bit weak, especially pagdating sa mga tunnels B pushes. And that's really good recognition galing dito kay KLB na, he can pull out that kind of strat. But then at the same time, he did it again. And what MATTJESS was thinking now, they're gonna do it again dito sa B side. Then they go back to the A and they go for just a good old nade execute dito sa A side.
Yep.
And usually CBN and itong si A7J is really good at holding dito sa A side natin. But we're talking about UBEC MANIAC here, pare, and you have Kano and Loy entering for you, so makes it a bit easier para sa kanila dito.
Yep. And this also brings us back to as well the way that UBEC MANIAC, they have such a great grasp of the macro here in CFS, the way that they have studied MATTJESS. And I think they've really done their homework. Of course, granted, they always do their homework, as we could tell, which is why they have a perfect group stage. But I also like how MATTJESS, right, they did such a good job of keeping it close that, at some point in time, if they kind of didn't fall off towards the tail end of our game, it could have been a great conversion coming out from them. But unfortunately, the playbook was just not deep enough. And there were some mysteries that also came in for them, right? When there was no hold on mid, that's suddenly when UBEC MANIAC decided to go in that direction. There were some misreads as well from them when they were leaving B wide open. Hotel was nice and easy to take. And those openings here in the playbook for UBEC MANIAC are easy to turn into round conversions.
Yeah, for sure. And I think overall, even in the 2v3 moments, I still feel like UBEC can definitely win out some of these rounds. It's just that, one person gets caught out in the open and then they get punished accordingly for it. Pero this first half was actually really good galing sa MATTJESS, but then what I was worried dito sa Ankara is not about yung GR side ng UUM. I was more worried about what is MATTJESS gonna do against a BL side that is as good as itong UBEC MANIAC on Ankara, to be specific, no? Because they have so many plays in their playbook na it's kind of hard to read them from that position. Kagaya na nakita natin kanina, two players coming in from high mid, two players coming in from Hotel. Not many teams do that dito sa region natin, and I feel like UM is kind of innovating a bit dito sa series natin. But then, take a look at the highlights. Pretty good from every member dito ng UM, but KLP kind of fell a bit behind, pare.
Yep. And again, this goes back to what we talked about earlier, right? Despite KLP not doing his best right now, not being able to really convert as many kills as one would want, UBEC MANIAC, they don't need him.
Not
Right?
yet.
He is not essential to the victory as long as UBEC MANIAC are playing on at least their mid-level, their regular level, and they don't need to be in below state to be able to convert that. But of course, it was still a competitive map up until it came to that second half where MATTJESS kind of had a hard time really counteracting how UBEC MANIAC were playing on the BL side.
Yeah, CBN still living up to his name, pare. Over 69% headshots per kill.
Nice.
So he was still pretty much hitting a whole lot of headshots dito sa mapa natin. He has 8 AP, as well as itong si MZ, as well as itong si Relsva, and the A7J kind of fell a bit behind dito sa kanilang mga team. Pero, yun nga, just UM, just looking at their set summary, it's just a perfect system para sa kanila dito. Kano, despite being on point 80, you still feel the impact of this entry player para sa UBEC every time that he pops out on your screen. And the .75 kills per round just speaks for itself na he has the second highest kills per round, right behind of JJ, of course, who had a field day dito sa Ankara.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, just goes to show na UM is just such a well-rounded team, pare.
Yep. Again, this goes back to what we said about how UBEC MANIAC function as a system. It's a system that doesn't need too much work as long as each of them are doing their jobs, as long as they're sticking to their roles. And KLB, if he has the right reads, then everything gets a lot easier for UBEC MANIAC as a squad. So for MATTJESS, now it's going to be a question of whether or not they can counteract this. If they can take down this next map, then it might be possible. Because, you know, in my head, I think, of course, MATTJESS, they really needed that first map to get themselves at a running start. Because otherwise, you know, if they can't, and this works on both inside one map or as a series, MATTJESS depend on that first push, that initial start that is hot. And yeah, they did start. But when they started to lag behind, there was no reset. It didn't come in at all for MATTJESS, and I think that's really where the weakness of MATTJESS lies, in being able to come back from bad situations, in being able to counteract the macro of your opponents.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons why as well is they got to spend a lot more time with their coach compared dito sa Masters. From what I've heard, dito sa Masters, right, they've only spent like, what, 2 weeks with tanks, and then they had to go straight in dito sa group stage. And yun nga, they had to figure it out on the fly. But now, they were giving a bit more time in the off-season. Obviously, UBEC didn't qualify for APAC, so they used those precious like month or month.
I think it was like
few
3 weeks. Yep.
3 weeks to really prepare dito sa ating series. So, yep. It's nice na everyone is still hanging around. There's ASU.
There are on-site e-coin raffles. So if you guys are not here, show up. And if you're not gonna go tomorrow, change your mind and come over. Because if I'm not mistaken, we gave away like 3,000 worth of e-coin. We had one winner of 1,000. That's insane, by the way.
Even I want to join in, but I already won last year and I only won 300. And I'm pretty disappointed. I'm disappointed about it, pero I mean, sino naman magreklamo sa free e-coin?
Yeah.
So if you guys want some free e-coin, skip and a jump over to High Grounds Cafe over at, is it Scout Ralos?
Yeah.
Scout.
You see it, Mr. 02 out there. Shout out sa'yo. And of course, those out in the audience rocking the Sunday Shrooms jerseys, you gotta feel it, man. The vibes are good. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all teams are still compatriots here in CFS. And you can see, right, they are repping even their opposing teams here in the group stage. But now, showtime again. We're gonna be making it on to sub-base. And by God, this is one of the scariest maps from UBEC MANIAC Sneaky. What do you think about MATTJESS here?
Well, despite getting 10 and 5 by Macta dito sa mapa na to, I mean, UBEC, that's some valuable information that you guys have on your squad na, oh, we got absolutely destroyed on the second half. What can we learn and what can we adapt dito sa game natin in order for that to not happen again?
I like this Woods control, though.
Yes,
this is something that was kind of missing from MATTJESS. It's take that early Woods control and denying the information, denying the aggression from UBEC MANIAC. And I like how careful they are as well. They are not over-pushing into second mid. They're not over-pushing into CR, because that's where the real danger lies. You've got this crossfire from UBEC MANIAC that is nigh on unbreakable. And even if you have vent control, CR is still very well covered by the UBEC MANIAC core. And I like this out of MATTJESS. They are playing it so slow that UBEC MANIAC, they're going to get antsy at some point.
Yeah. Oh my God. What a nade. Everyone just got absolutely chunked. Pero mukhang 8-take ang gustong kunin na ating squad.
Oh,
KLB, how he hit that?
what?
Loy gets 2. MZ will get KLB in return. Pero si Canona, dito na nga sa CR. But Loy is still tapping away. Loy just gets 4 in the first round.
Ay. Yan na nga mga kaibigan, baliwan na po kaagad, round 1 pa lang. And now, Loy is activated. 4 kills on the board for this young man. The new addition to UBEC MANIAC and what looks like to have been the missing piece of the puzzle para sa squad na to. Ever since he came in, he was filling up the role so well, and now UBEC MANIAC, after a perfect group stage run, are looking to finalize that spot in the Grands tomorrow. But we might be getting ahead of ourselves here because MATTJESS, they are looking like a really new team. They are not the same MATTJESS that we saw in the group stages. They're a lot more patient. They're a lot more composed. And there's arguably a better grasp of the macro out of A7J as we've seen back in Ankara. Despite the fact that they didn't win, I think that this is a step in the right direction for them.
Yep. For sure. And man, Loy just getting 4. And that's why they put him in the support position, pare. He was just hanging back this entire time, and he was just waiting for the go signal. Once the go signal was there, 2 dead instantly. That's just the Loy effect, man, honestly. That's just the Loy effect, but see what the rest of the squad can do. Lineups, CR is most likely smoked off. You know, I'm starting to memorize yung lineups dito a bit. Even though they're staring straight on around it.
Yeah. You can see it has to be pixel perfect, otherwise it's not going to connect on the exact spot that you want. I like how creative the players have been recently when it comes to the utility because, you know, up until possibly even Masters, right? The utility usage has not been the best here in our local league. But now, of course, it's going to be a lot of inspired now here. ASMJ Rails opening up the site now, full control of B. And now, the KLP just on the other side of this wall here. They are ready for it. CBN take down one each, and now KLP out of the picture. UBEC MANIAC, they fall here, and again, MATTJESS keeping it nice and close.
1-1, MATTJESS. That's more like it. I was just confused. Because KLP, he let 3 people pass through into the lockers, and
yeah, that was a little bit weird.
I really
here.
feel like he was like, all right, that's 2. I'm gonna get the 3rd. He might have the C4.
Sometimes
but then he
the
didn't
trigger
shoot.
discipline doesn't work, man. You
Yeah.
feel like it's gonna work, and then they look away. And now KLP taken down early. Rels, what a shot now.
There we go. That's more like it para dito sa MATTJESS, no? Lot more of the early picks para sa kanila dito. Granted, the UM is flying too close to the sun on some of these angles. And speaking of too close to the sun,
Yeah.
pare, Loy is just staring at vents.
Is so ready for any eventuality here. Of course, MATTJESS are taking a little bit longer than usual, and I think this might be a little risky, knowing that UBEC MANIAC, they are granted free reign of the map to try and explore forward, because MATTJESS, they are not actively taking those early angles that one would want, and because of that, right, because they're not pushing up as usual in the timing, now it's giving them a chance here to take it down! And now JJ times MC here, Rails spot out on the other side, HG grenade, and then you open out, Rails takes down JJ. Here for the trade, here it's going to be a 3v3. And now you feel it. Presence inside the passage, and MATTJESS already backing off. You can feel
Don't
it.
have to.
It's a little bit too obvious. The pressure has gone. The sudden silence is deafening for MATTJESS. And now we'll see whether or not they can confuse UBEC MANIAC here, because yes, they have backed off, but they have not rotated. And B, it might be wide open for the taking, but no! Loy finds his timing on CBN just as the line is going to be set up now. And here, MATTJESS, they have walked into the wrong crosshair. What a mess, Sneaky.
He heard the pinball dun sa smoke. He was like, it's finally time. Makakalabas na ako sa vent, pero I feel like he's just gonna back up all the way. Or he does decide to push it on passage. I like this rotation though, galing sa UBEC MANIAC. They'd rather go to CR rather than defend mid-side by itself.
No.
Kano.
Kano.
First joust. Double nade. Oh, that's gonna blow up on site. 15 seconds left, and it needs to be
T4?
an absolute miraculous sniper clutch. Galing dito kay Rails. Rails
Maybe
already spotted sa metal box. Decide to switch to the cold. A bit too late. And UBEC MANIAC, they get the second on the board, but that last second Loy push was just funny.
That scares you, man. Remember, when you are not on the right timing, if you're not able to put that bomb down nice and early, and the push plant was next to impossible, man. There's just too many people on the other side. Now with UBEC MANIAC having taken a little bit more momentum in that direction, the immediate push down. Fights out here inside of Woods. Lloyd takes down 2. And MZ trying to find the equalizer. Lloyd, KLP, the double kill coming in from MZ as well. What a pop-off now. With the C4, it's in the middle of no man's land. And MATTJESS are going to have to find a way to remaneuver out on the map. But this might be a misplay right now. They have slowed down. They're turning the other way. And as they venture towards B, UBEC MANIAC, they might already be set up. They have control of MR, KLB already so far forward. But we'll see. Finds out 2. That's the information granted now. He can find a position. But A7J finds 1. JJ so low on the health now. He's going to have to back off. Find a way to catch them off the angle. But A7J, he's so ready for it. JJ, wait for the presence. Feels that bullets coming in his shoulder right now. JJ, he might be able to pull this off because MATTJESS, they are both bleeding. And now, A7J and Rels making their way towards the other side of the map. And JJ again, the read coming in from him. Almost finds the damage, almost finds the kills. But it's not there. Now, Rels spot out on the other side of the window. No bullets connecting just yet. It hit. It's so tense, Sneaky. It's so close. And with Rels, A7J refusing to commit to a site right now. JJ is confused. He doesn't know where to look.
Yep. But that's just the caveat of playing a 1v2. A7J, Rels. Last 2 left alive. Barely any HP left dito sa dalawang members ng MATTJESS. Pero yung B-site natin, possibly bukas na bukas. Pero nandito si JJ. Hindi yata siya nakita na nag-cross paloob ng missile. And this is the perfect position for him for this 1v2. Face-to-face with the AK-47. A7J spotted first. Pero yun lang! Rels misses! Rels misses! Rels misses a very important shot. C4
boy.
is down sa LR.
That's the angle?
JJ nandito pa rin sa missile and it gets the 1v2. He's already gotten a 20+ frag game, but he wants to go for more.
Absolute insanity, man. The grasp of the map control that JJ knew. He knew that MATTJESS were not committing to any of these 2 sides. They were looking for that kill before fully committing to it. And because of that, because MATTJESS, they were pausing at 4 possible times, they were taken down. But now Rels takes down KLB nice and early. And it's not been the best map here for KLB so far, but it's going to be a good opener now. Flashes coming out as well for MATTJESS, denying the information. Rels for the second as well. Takes him down and look at MZ. MZ has the timing. Kano is inside of Sikip, but the rest of UBEC MANIAC trying to catch him on guard. And now JJ gone. MZ so good on it. A7J pushes on forward. And KLP is left here. 1v5, an unwinnable situation right now. He's going to have to come in with the ace, but he does take down 1. That is 1 step forward. But the problem is, man, as the AWM is getting pushed out on both sides. A7J, as he turns his back, gets stabbed in the back right now. MATTJESS, punch for punch, toe-to-toe, they are matching the pace of UBEC MANIAC.
Yeah, and feeling ko MATTJESS, they need to get a lot more rounds on the board, especially nandito sila sa BL side where MATTJESS really does produce their best work. But man, UBEC MANIAC, that very uncharacteristic yung ginawa nila dun sa A, not gonna lie. I feel like after Loy got naded at least twice, put them out, pero Loy, no! How have they found themselves dito sa Woods?
Oh, man.
A7J already out. Woods already dead, already denied. So, at most, yung best react na MATTJESS dito to attack this B-side. Pero kahit si JJ, hindi nila malagpasan dito. Rels, trying to look for a trade.
Oh, no,
Quick scope's not gonna hit. Pero natama, nakasa ng HE. CBN will get 1, but it's a 2v4.
It's gonna be a hard one, man. They know the information is granted here to UBEC MANIAC right now. MC, so close, but also so many things that he has to worry about now. CBN, they are going to be doubling up here. They create confusion. They give information out by locker room. But now Loy is so far forward. Gets to my west by 1. And the second single-handedly denies it. UBEC MANIAC still in that lead and looking to push it further.
Man, Loy with 10 already. Dito sa sub base, if he wasn't making that much noise sa Ankara, he's definitely making noise dito sa sub-base, Kano, trying to take out itong si Rels.
Rels?
But he just wanna back off, man. Gusto niya lang ng MR control. Just push him off of NR. Pero A7J, mahulog dragging on KLB trying to get a second. Pero si Ba,
Nice
makakuha ng trade. Pero meron pang isang player na nasa loob na si Kip at this moment. Pwede pa sila pumasok ulit sa site. Double nade on missile. Pero naandito na yung retake bago pa nababa yung C4. And no will get itong si CBN. But can they get the rest of the squad? Ba! Rels getting two in return. Pero si JJ na lang mag-isa. JJ against Rels and MZ. MZ spotted Rels with the sniper. MZ nasa taas ng missile, pero Rels waiting for the perfect opportunity to peek out. And that's a 3 and 4.
That's where the patience comes in right now for MATTJESS, man. They know they might be one of the fastest playing teams here in the Philippines, but they still know how to play both ways. Flexibility on this roster here, showing that they're not going to be left behind, knowing that they are only one round away from clinching it, from keeping it close, from stealing away that lead from UBEC MANIAC. But the trades of rounds here, it's too close, it's too alternate, and it's almost too predictable.
And yung that long to just take it on. Oh my God, Loy!
Boy,
Jesus
what?
Christ! CBN and Ba gone.
And it's so early, man.
Nah.
MATTJESS, they've almost guaranteed the loss right now. Rel's gonna have to go insane here. Finds one. That's one on the checkboard, barely seen. KLB takes out an A7J, and Rel's not even being given a chance. That's UBEC MANIAC, and they are halfway to this set win.
Yep. And it seems like they might just clean up itong sub-base. BL pa naman. Medyo may kalakasan pa itong UBEC MANIAC.
What's control, man? There's so much utility being thrown out here by UBEC MANIAC. They do not want MATTJESS to take a single step inside of this area of the map. And we can see it, right? This is exactly what you want out of a GR side here in sub-base. Deny that control from MATTJESS, and that means that it minimizes the opportunities for this team, but now still CBN. We've seen this guy do it before in Vents. He's doing it again. First frag going their way, and now MATTJESS, remember, that really high 4v5 conversion rate might be what they need here. Of course, this being the last round in our first half. MATTJESS, if they win this, then things get so much easier, knowing that the GR side here on sub-base is one of the more imbalanced sides on any of our maps, really.
Yeah. I mean, CBN and Rels, they're playing amazing so far dito series natin. MZ had a really good Ankara game, but we're not seeing that exact same energy galing dito sa Ankara from the other three players. But MATTJESS, bit of a flash on the A side. One by one, boys. Someone is getting stuck on each other. KLB got spotted, but he's down in a missile position. Pero retake pa nila yung A side dito. It's looking next to impossible.
Wait, they know. Oh, Rels! Look at this post plant, man. It's nearly impossible to break. And now with this being a 2v5, AJ and Loy have to gonna go absolutely insane. They do see Rels. Rels is gone. A7J and LZ clean that up in a matter of seconds. That's gonna be our first half. And again, MATTJESS slowly keeping it close, man.
Yeah. Pero Rels, I mean, Rels is really giving it to KLP sa series na to. You know,
He is shutting him down.
Despite KLP getting, a lot more distance with the team, but unfortunately, the rest of the squad couldn't pick up the pace. Obviously, Rels and itong si CBN is playing really good. They're getting them some wins dito sa game natin. But then, what would the rest of the team do this time? now on the BL side of things dito sa mapa natin. And last time that got BL, they got so many rounds na we kind of forgot about the second team. So, MATTJESS have to be prepared. They have to know all the tricks dito sa sub-base. They have to know how to get onto light dito sa lockers, how to use rafters very efficiently dito sa B side, how to get second mid quickly dito sa game natin, and how to get that A execute going. So there's a lot of things na UBEC can actually pull out dito sa second half natin that can really make this map look the way it is, which is more BL-sided now because of the smoke changes natin. And yeah, UBEC can just probably sweep itong second half. Pero MATTJESS, man, can never put down itong MATTJESS.
It's true,
in all honesty. They're always still fighting dito
It's
series
the
natin.
thing about MATTJESS, man. This is a team that really doesn't ever roll over and die.
Yeah.
Even if they're behind, they will fight until the very last second. And that's what excites me about MATTJESS. They are a roster that does not give up. They know how to pull that momentum, despite the fact that it's fully in the hands of their opponents, they can keep it close, they can pull it back, and they have done comebacks before. And that's why, like, the adoration of the fans out in the audience, the way that MATTJESS plays is something that you just have to respect. Yes, they're fast, but they do that not because it's their only card, they do it because it's their favorite. And when they need to pull out a new strat, they are ready with a new strat.
Yeah. I think Dion as well is they're very risk-averse. Pero KLP, at the start of the round, tamang test, that was a tester shot.
That
was a tester shot.
That should be a DR, unless the kill
No,
came
I feel like they
before
called
the
DR
disconnect.
before the first shot.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's a good warm-up though para kay KLP. He immediately hit the shot kay CBN. So he already knows na CBN is going to be playing itong CR.
Yeah, the reads are there. Again, this goes back to how UBEC MANIAC, they're so smart, man. KLB is such a great IGL. The macro is, hey, has such a good idea about how to counteract, how MATTJESS are playing. And that's what we're seeing today, right? But I can't help but as well, like, worry about how people might be underestimating how A7J calls for his team. Because, yeah, they play at such a high speed, but that speed is, you know, on the back of such a fast decision-making process from MATTJESS. What's up, of course, out in the crowd. And yung mga nag-i-A dyan, welcome sa atin. Of course, chilling out here. It is only map 2 in our series, so there's plenty of time. If you're not in high grounds yet, come over right now.
Yeah. And already pretty big ground. I mean, for the matchup na meron tayo dito. Still the Cebuano Derby underway. And kind of like it so far, no? Granted, MATTJESS, they did drop that first map. It was a back and forth first half natin, but then the second half came around and it was a bit one-sided. But I don't think that's gonna happen dito sa sub-base. In all honesty, I feel like meron namang knowledge itong MATTJESS sa mapa ng sub-base. It's a map that all Cebuanos love to play.
Man. It's the Cebuano sub-base is one that is near unbeatable, man.
Yeah.
It's, if, say, for example, here in Manila, I think the replacement for sub-base would be Black Widow.
Yeah.
Here in Manila, if we have Black Widow here, then us Cebuanos, me included, we love sub-base, dude.
Yeah. And man, like, I get a bit worried, no, pag naglalaro ko ng, pub, for example. Then, ano yun, first map pa naman, sub-base, and then naririnig ko, the other team speaks Cebuano. So I'm like,
oh no, I'm in trouble, man.
Well, and I have to play all out kasi kung hindi ako mag-play all out, they're just gonna get sub-base again and again and again. So I wonder what's gonna happen in the second half ng MATTJESS, no? Rels is obviously online. So he's definitely gonna prevent itong team from going from DR, maybe from DR, going into Passage, maybe getting LR locked down for his team at the start of the round. Similar sa ginagawa ng main sa B team nila, no? Just like how Endeavor does fight itong LR time and time again. I don't know if they can pull off the exact same thing dito sa game natin, considering KLP doesn't really need any momentum, no, to hit some really nice shots. Like, it just gets him.
He just
like
does it, man.
2 or 3 shots, kind of like KLP.
And you're reminded that he exists.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? KLB knows how to do that, but of course, with that being said, we're gonna try and solve what's going on in the background here. When we're back, we're gonna see the continuation of the series. It's me, Suave, here with Sneaky Frog, and we're gonna take a quick break. See you in a bit.
Kasi pag kumakain kami, talagang nagbibiro kami lagi. Ganito kami lagi pagka kumakain.
Kumbaga, sobrang sipag mag-practice nila, Bench. Pagdating dito sa bootcamp, talagang talaro talaga siya. Talagang yung goal niya na makilala bilang isang pinakamagaling na sniper sa crossfire, eh talagang gine-grade niya. Kaya, ayan, worth it naman yung mga sacrifices niya. Kasi naabot niya naman yung, isa siya sa pinakamagaling na sniper dito sa Pilipinas o sa international.
Si Revenge personal is magaling makisama, tapos mabait. Ayun, kapag inaya mo kung saan mo gusto kumain, kasama siya.
Yeah, welcome back,
There we
ladies
go.
and gents. That was that's a heartwarming commercial we had right there. And there's nothing more Filipino than the food they were eating, man.
It's just one big lie. That entire video is just one big lie, pare. They do not act like that. That's like maybe 1% of the time para sa Macta na they're endearing, they're caring, they're kind, and then 99% of the time, it's something else. They're just messing around 24/7, pare. Maybe messed around a bit too much earlier, pero yun nga. Dito na tayo para dito sa game 2 of UBEC and itong MATTJESS. Obviously, had to stop a bit. Bit of a problem going on behind the scenes as we are now fixing it. And hopefully, we are back soon kasi I'm trying to see more of this, pare.
Yeah, I think there's still so much more to see out of MATTJESS. The way that they played in our first half is something that has to be respected. Now, whether or not they have the answer to the UBEC Maniac BL side. Because look at this. Already Loy in second mid, ready for that push. A7J on the angle, waiting for it. Ah, the timing not getting found there, though. A little bit awkward. But now they are aware of the presence here from CR. A7J takes on one, and CBN with one as well. And there's too much presence all across the map. Cannot take and I don't know what's going on right now, man. It's just fights on fights. Both sides here covered. Now KLP already by missiles. Out in passage. Va takes it down now, down to a 1v1. KLB versus MZ. And look at where KLB is, man. He's on top of rafters. And we'll see whether or not he can find that C4. But MZ is so far forward. You're going to have to check the corner. It's going to be a really tight one. The angle. Little awkward, patient. He still gets the headshot, man. This IGL, I told you, it's the year 2024, and these IGLs are a new breed.
Yeah, man. KLB on another level at this very moment, pare. Very nice flick headshot. And naman, why not just send it on the A side? There's only one person playing, and that is MZ. MZ trying to make it all the way dito sa metal box against the metal fight. Just popped out itong si KLP, but Loy was there. And si Kano as well sa luwag to defend their sniper. So it's a bit of chaos happening to start that round. But Va trying to fight for it. Oh, but he might lose. He's dead, he's dead, he's dead. No way, he's alive. Oh, he's out.
How is he still alive? The amount of health on both these players, man. KLB, basically 5 HP right now, and Va with a sliver of health. Somehow, neither of them walks away dead. And man, at that point, you gotta kind of call it quits, man.
Yeah.
They both kind of just wasted an entire mag of ammo. But now, though, KLB again looking for more violence.
Damn. Whole lot of wall bangs. That's why the M4 is the best weapon. Except if you're holding top A, or if you're holding bottom A, and or dark room. The M4 is a very good weapon, especially against wooden doors. But A7J is kind of teasing itong luwag. And he's out in the open. JJ Tells taken down. That's one of the low players gone. But that's fine. A7J is low. So it was an eventuality na mamamatay siya doon. So it's nice that he did get the check going. Problem is, 5 pa dito yung UBEC Maniac.
Yeah, they're gonna really have to worry about how they can whittle down these numbers, and with Va being so low, it's gonna be a hard cut. But now CBN finds KLB. Sniper's gone though for MATTJESS, and we'll see whether or not UBEC Maniac are gonna keep this in. Loy finds Va, and now it's gonna be over CBN.
Oh my
God.
God.
One. It's gonna be a 1v3, but it's gonna be next to impossible. He does have a few nades here. If he can catch JJ with the right angle, cannot convert. And Kano with that kill. UBEC Maniac again striking first.
Yeah, it's just absolutely clean gameplay from so far. Slowly taking itong second mid, getting some damage going. You know, as soon as they got the pick dito sa MATTJESS, they immediately back off, waiting for MATTJESS to look for a trade dito sa mapa natin. But then they just sent it on the A side. So 7-4 UBEC Maniac in a very good spot. Dito sa sub-base, granted, nasa kanila pa nga yung BL side.
KLP? Like this two-man push on MR right now. Nobody is watching locker room. TBN is barely on the angle, and I like this. And they give a little bit of a teaser, fire the shot in that direction, so they should be pulling some attention from MATTJESS to try and look in the other direction now towards B, but it's going to be utility as well. Again, we're seeing UBEC Maniac slowly unravel the defenses of their opponents, knowing that they can try and make MATTJESS peel off of their chosen angles here. But MATTJESS, currently right now, they are not letting go. They're holding on for dear life here. A7J just in.
And para naman sa MATTJESS, it's CBN, man. He did die immediately, pero buti nilang nandun si NZ. That was actually really good from KLB, no? Na lumabas na ng passage very, very late, as you should. But unfortunately, they just couldn't finish that round. Saved by MZ. Itong MATTJESS squad natin as they approach 5. UBEC MANIAC may have to reroute, and it's been such a hard time getting itong second mid control. And look at the amount of people just denying itong second mid right. There's 2 in CR, 1 in Shutter, and MZ doesn't get itong si Kano, but there's 2 players on CR, so one person is immediately gonna replace someone sa missile.
They back off, look. As soon as they show up, that was a 4-man push out through Luwag, and there was this immediate defense move. 2 people already on A side. Little do they know, right? MATTJESS, they have weakened the other side of the map. And UBEC MANIAC, they are playing them like a fiddle right now. 5-man squad up against 4, but now the way that they played it, but forced to come over towards second mid as well. The entirety of UBEC MANIAC are making their way towards B. Ever so slow, and Kano as well. Trying to find the timing now. You can see that little bit of a secret showing up here. It's a nice setup. The stealth coming in from them as well. And with KLB, first point of contact, CBN on the angle. JJ finds A7J. And up to 2F. The trades of kills coming in right now. UBEC MANIAC still going to be in the lead, still going to be in the advanced positioning as well. The crunch coming in from both directions. 5 left alone. Stuck in a corner, trying to stay alive. And there's one flying in the air. He cannot survive it.
I like that. I like that galing kay KLP as well, right? The ego is not there from KLP. He's like, I am aware that I'm missing on the sniper. I'm gonna go to the M4, help my boys do some damage. And that is exactly what happened. And now he's back on the sniper. Let's see what he can do with it. But MATTJESS a lot less emphasis in second mid. They just let KLP pass by. No way.
Not like this. A7J is too far out in the open, and they've left it a little bit more sloppy. There was not enough control here in LR, and VOD, they did not see KLP peek through. And that's a gigantic mistake to make, even if you're on 3F. Even if you still have that control, you've left passage wide open, and now you're down to a 4v5.
Yeah, that was just a messed up timing for A7J, in all honesty. I think he was just about to check it on jail, but then he looked away at the wrongest time. MZ does get one back. Okay, JJ's gone.
They know. Now though, there's control in woods here. There's 2 people from UBEC MANIAC inside of this area of the map, and there's still gonna be pressure being felt from all directions. MATTJESS, they
CBN.
know. They have pulled UBEC MANIAC away from that immediate angle, and now Rels finds KLB. Suddenly it's UBEC MANIAC who are in the back seat. Suddenly, MATTJESS, they're so ready for this because they have forced UBEC MANIAC to play their game. Loy finds one, but CBN for the trade. The second kill from him, and about to finish it off. MATTJESS prevents them from getting set points.
Yeah, just delaying, making sure na, yeah, makakuha nga ng LR itong UBEC MANIAC natin, but you just gotta make them stay in that position exactly. And Rels getting itong si KLB. That is what I was talking about. It's the head-to-head. Sloy will get itong si Va in return. That means A side could be wide open. It's a 2-2 defense right now on both sides of the map. A7J down to low HP. And he's gonna have to do something brave para makip na yung control dito sa second mid. MZ is here to help though.
Yeah. Now though, with KLP gone, MATTJESS don't worry about the longer angles. They don't look towards MR, but here, pick up kills again happening in second mid. And Kano, already the second kill! What is going on? 3 kills, a hat-trick now coming in for the entry of UBEC MANIAC, and it's gonna be CBN. Now, trying to pick up the pieces, and Loy takes him down even from across the box.
Match point for UBEC MANIAC. The exact same score as well. MJ's Demons from Ankara still haunting them to this day. CBN gets absolutely deleted from lockers.
That's a hard one, man. Hard pill to swallow. Now, though, KLB is gone. Still, we got both snipers alive. Both teams down a man. Now, not happening in the balance. MZ takes out 1 and 2. Loy is there for the trade, but now the advantage is squarely in favor of UBEC MANIAC. But now the problem is Loy finds Va. Now, A7J Rails, They need to find a way to counteract this. They know where the C4 is. And look at this. But at the angle comes in unexpected. And KLP is going to be left this time to try and pick it up. He cannot find it. MATTJESS keep themselves alive.
And those hectic rounds is where MATTJESS really do their best work, in all honesty, pare. I mean, the more chaotic the round is, the better it is for the MATTJESS squad. They are used to the chaos. They're born into the chaos, pare. And that is exactly what happened in that last round. Just a messed up B-push. Worked most of the time, and then did it. Rels will get itong si Kano. So Rels really absolutely gapping itong si KLP at the moment, man.
Yeah, you can really feel it, right? We talked about this sniper matchup here on Subbase, knowing that the longer angles are the most important here on this map. And Rels is doing exactly what he needs to keep them under control. But the problem is, right, matches, they're still 2 rounds behind. They are 1 round away. One small mistake could turn into full failure here on Subbase. So they have to make sure that they take the percentage play. Kano is gone. The entry is gone for UBEC MANIAC, and MATTJESS are 1 step closer to bringing it to overtime. But now that UBEC MANIAC have paused it again, this is usually where MATTJESS starts to make mistakes. They cannot overextend here.
Yeah, pero fortunately for them, they have control of Vent. So if KLP drops, tas walang tao dito sa CR, this is gonna be bad news for the boys over at MATTJESS. And A7J only gets si KLP. But that's a fine casualty for the boys over at and MZ goes down. Nasa kanila pa yung CR dito.
Look at KLP.
They are not gonna know. They are not gonna know.
There's no idea. They have no idea. And everything's coming in through here. CBN and the entirety of MATTJESS slowly making their way forward. KLB not making a sound quiet as a mouse right now as they are venturing for the flank side. Not going to be aware. Now, 53 seconds in, Rels has to check this corner, otherwise it could be poison in their veins. KLB finds one. CBN for 2. And suddenly it's going to be possible. They can keep themselves alive, but KLB still fighting for it, cannot convert. MATTJESS 1 round away, and we're going to overtime.
They're hanging on for dear life dito sa Subbase. A defense was a bit risky para sa kanila dito, but now with having 3 people left before the C4 was even down, they're already set up para dito sa kanilang retake. There's already players in woods, and no one going CR was the right decision, or maybe only 1 person going CR was the right decision para sa kanila dito. And what is gonna do? What is gonna be the verdict para dito sa mapa natin?
Gotta hold your breath here, man. MATTJESS fans out there, give them your power. Because 1 mistake could turn things sour right now, and you can feel it. Control established here in woods. UBEC MANIAC not over pushing again. Little do they know, though, that this is actually the weaker part of the map. KLP outside of that, the smoke here make things a little bit easier. See if they can convert it. Still Rels on the angle, waiting for the presence in vents. And I like this approach from MATTJESS. They're not over pushing. They are covering the usual angles that the main force of UBEC MANIAC will usually come from. But there's so much time still left on the clock. UBEC MANIAC can play with their feelings so much. So it is going to come down to patience. It is going to come down to how they read and if they don't take any unnecessary risks. Now, feeling a JJ taken down. MZ finds him, and 1 man down for UBEC MANIAC means that they are 1 step closer to bringing it to overtime. KLP receiving the damage. Now we got Kano. Inside of CR, having control, but now Kano finds A7J. MZ not expected. He finds Loy, and it's gonna be possible. Rels takes down 1, and KLP finds MZ. Now look, the equalize. KLP finds CBN. And they are going to have to go through Sikip. It's going to be near impossible for them to get this retake in. And with this plant now, the time pressure is coming in.
KLP needs to clutch up, man.
They're so low. KLP, 1 AC can take them both down. And now they're going to take the long way around. Look at this. Wow, on the backside, KLP sees him! And now they know the information, but he takes that 1! The straight for we're not going to be connecting now. Down to 1v1.
Oh, the
IGL
miss!
versus Rels. The sniper in his hands right now. With 16 seconds left. Then UBEC MANIAC are denied!
There we go. Now we have a game. Now we have a series. Subbase, especially of the Cebuano kind, is never disappointing, pare. And we go into overtime.
Woo, boy. What a comeback that is, man. Just when you thought it was going to be over. Just when you thought UBEC MANIAC were going to get it easy. MATTJESS are taking them the distance now. Overtime unlocked here, and this is where the real test begins. The young players on both squads, we're gonna see if they have the endurance, if they have the ability to start beating their opponent, because remember, when it comes to overtime, it's a question of who adapts first. Who can take that lead? Who can convert it and bring it all the way to the end?
Yeah. Is it the Masters of Chaos, MATTJESS, or Cebu's finest, pare, UBEC MANIAC? These two really has done a number dito sa Subbase. And Subbase, honestly, has been, just like how we said it, man, it is the Cebu map, not even the Cebu map, like the Bisaya map.
It was
pare.
the Bisaya map, man.
It's the
You see
Bisaya
this?
map. And that's why I love Subbase, love-hate relationships with Subbase. I love having teammates that are Cebuano, that play Subbase, but then I hate playing against them dito sa mapa na to, right? It's just that kind of game.
And it's time here. First round overtime here. MATTJESS this time going to be on the BL side again. We'll see if they can take control here. MATTJESS, yeah, but Rails finds Loy through the smoke. And that's going to be a hard one, man. The retake's going to be challenging without Loy's presence.
Seems like the underdogs want to make a bit of noise. Dito sa game natin, Loy getting absolutely murked through the smoke. And wala nang choice dito yung UM. They have to play the 2-2. That means second mid is going to be a bit weak para sa kanila dito.
Yeah. No control of Woods. Second mid. The hold has been relegated all the way to CR, and there's only one man on this angle. Knowing that Loy is gone, the crossfire broken for UBEC MANIAC means that MATTJESS, they have the potential to just show up wherever they want. They have less manpower now. But they've only spotted one man. So we'll see if MATTJESS are going to be able to find a way to capitalize on the fact that Loy is gone nice and early in the round. But they're looking elsewhere. They are hunting for other kills, maybe being able to pick off one more before fully committing to it. And this is the MATTJESS style.
Oh,
They take
KLP.
down one, they find them. KLP though finds Rels, takes down his adversary on the sniper. And this being a 4v4 now, equal again. KLP still able to take down one. The trade's now coming in. And UBEC MANIAC holding it off. JJ inside the site, holding for dear life. And now MZ, you know where he is. And this lurk, you see where KLB is. He's not going to be expected. MZ is walking right into his hands. And just right now, coming down from vent, up on 3F right now. A7J ready for it. He's going to wait for it. JJ knows what's coming, but KLB finds him. The lurk doesn't work. It's turned sour. And MZ down to a 1v1. It's still the IGL. First round goes for UBEC MANIAC.
Yeah, you can take down one para dito sa UBEC, but still, they just go back to the good old classic defenses on those sites. And it worked out in their favor. Para KLP will get itong si Rels, and it seems like KLP has waken up this series natin.
He is wide awake now. Rels might have been able to control him earlier, but now he's out. Now KLP,
my God.
he takes down MZ as well. The second for the sniper scored as well for UBEC MANIAC. And it's going to be a stalwart defense. MATTJESS have lost it. They've lost their two first points of entry. MZ's gone, Rels is gone, and CBN is going to have to be the key for this team. And look at Loy. He's so far up on vent. He's done this before. Matches have been caught out in the open, not ready for it. It's going to be whether or not he can find it. Now CBN finds Loy, but it's not over.
Yeah, last time Loy went down, it still was a win para dito sa UM. KLP though. What an opener from him. JJ on the side, does get taken out by CBN. Pero meron pa naman tao dito sa 2F to further control that. Kano. Oh, no, Kano. That's the timing. Nasa
Visor
timing.
lower.
Susundan ka dito ni Va until the very end. But Kano finally turns around. He still sees him. But can he take him down? Seems like Kano is just gonna draw him in dito sa DR. He will not get the second one dito kay CBN with a very nice headshot. Pero si KLP nandito pa rin sa Rockers. Misses his shot as well.
KLB is going to be left alone now. The plan's going to come on through for MATTJESS. They have everything in their hands. They double it up and take down KLB. Finally, your reign of terror is ended.
Man, that's slight timing. That's slight timing from Kano. Making it into dark room to help his teammate. Finally, a timing has went right para dito sa MATTJESS. Despite the explosive start dun kay KLP, pare. They still could not finish the round. CBN with some good entries as well.
MATTJESS thrives in these situations, man. You make things messy, that's where they make the smallest adjustments. And that's where they excel. So MATTJESS, if you can catch them in an unexpected encounter, then that's usually where you will start to fall. And you can see it. It's nice and close. 10 to 10 right now, MATTJESS. still on the BL side, are going to look to try and convert this round, make this a little bit easier once we switch sides later. But it's so slow, so controlled. Rels, so far forward, waiting for some sort of forward aggression from UBEC MANIAC, but it's not being given anything for free. And now the patience starting to run thin. UBEC MANIAC, they have backed off. It's a very, very heavy B defense right now. Their lineup's now going to be coming on through Lloyd. Knows what is coming. They have the smokes inside of second mid for UBEC MANIAC. It will be denying them that vision that they usually have. Because of this, MATTJESS can choose whichever way they want to go. And this might be the perfect read. There's only one person on the side. KLB is alone here. And he sees, knows, hears, entire MATTJESS roster coming his way. He gets ran over and Lloyd trying to pick up the pieces down. Trying to get a little bit more game, but he gets run out. But Kano answering back in kind, and KLB right in the perfect timing finds one. MATTJESS, no plant here. They're not going to be feeling any more secure as for now, but they are going to get that plant down. Now, Va looking towards the flank. You can see it coming this way. Kano is ready. He knows that it's going to be 2 men. Now, Flash is coming on through. Cannot take the angle. Va finds one. And JJ dies. KLB picks it up, but he cannot convert. MATTJESS for the first time. They find the lead.
MJ on their BL side. How have they found that?
Woo!
2 versus 3 within the site. Granted, all UM members is overcommitted on their angles. Kano got 2, but they couldn't get more. It was the right call. It was the right call para dito sa UBEC. Double, luwag, isa lang inaan dito sa CR. CR is gonna be raining in flashes, raining in nades. And then they're gonna take control dito sa luwag. Sikip's gonna go down. And then the plan goes awry. Pero yun nga, the plan went sour very quickly. I was saying na that's not the best angle to hold para kay Va because that's an expected angle already no para sa kanya dito. But then he somehow gets 2 from that position. Even JJ, who probably died being 1 HP, jumping from that height. I mean, everything just went wrong para sa UBEC in that round.
And those last few seconds, I think it was very possible for them to go that way. But the problem was, right, the timing was just off. The aggression that Kenshul of this MATTJESS roster comes in. And if they throw, if they serve the chaos to their opponents, that's where they get it. And finally, Sneaky, finally, they have the lead.
It's a dead round, man. Dead round. Dead round. Get out, guys. Oh, my God.
All right, okay, we're back.
It's a dead round, bro. Just get out of the server
It happened
so we
earlier.
can start.
We are now back. Yeah, so back to what happened, man. There was a lot of spice in that last round. Some misplays out of UBEC MANIAC. I think they got a little bit too excited. Felt that, you know what? Maybe let's just send and see if MATTJESS are gonna fall for it. But remember, you never expect MATTJESS to pop off, right? You never underestimate them because they have been holding on to this top 4 spot for the longest time. They got here in Masters. They did well. They beat UBEC MANIAC last time, and it's a point of pride for MATTJESS to have beaten UBEC MANIAC. And remember, we saw this. We talked about this earlier. They had a pattern where UBEC MANIAC take the 2-0 in groups, then they lose in playoffs, and I think that's what MATTJESS are going for today.
Yeah, I think this is actually nice na the roster changes kind of happened para dito sa MATTJESS. No? I feel like there was a limit to that old roster. Obviously, it's third dito sa mga CFS tournaments natin dito. And I feel like them just having etong si Va and si CBN to kind of create the new perspective of what MATTJESS can look like. And yeah, this could be one of the things that they can look like. I mean, their offense is really good. Obviously, BL side is on point para sa kanila dito. But I'm a bit worried dito sa kanilang GR, not gonna lie. But you know, if they play the retake smartly, just don't overcommit dito sa A side. You know, don't overcommit the missile. Instead, prioritize Woods a lot more. Then they're gonna be pretty much fine dito sa series natin. But then, what's gonna be the response para dito sa UBEC, no?
Man, I think UBEC MANIAC, they need to pull it in, right? We talked about how it's a game of endurance for both these squads. And now this is only the second map. We're going to overtime. We have the rest of the series to worry about. And remember, when UBEC MANIAC, they get risky, they start to make those mistakes. Albeit not a lot. But with that, of course, they did lose only 1 map this entire group stage. I am kind of confident in the fact that they can do that and go ahead and reset here and maybe win the map. But that doesn't take into account that right now MATTJESS, they are looking like a renewed roster. this playbook for matches looks completely different. We're seeing them at all different tempos, and it's not something we saw out of the group stage. And I am sure that UBEC MANIAC, despite all their preparation, the fact that MATTJESS didn't show this kind of look in the group stage, they will not have been prepared.
Yeah, especially playoffs. I think every time that playoffs comes around, there's two people that would definitely perform para sa MATTJESS, and that is si Rels and etong si A7J. They definitely done what they needed to do dito sa mapa na to. I think CBN has done an amazing job as well for his role dito sa ating MATTJESS squad. One of the main reasons why they're even in this position in the first place. And yeah, overall, just a very well-shaped team etong MATTJESS squad natin, man.
Yeah. But I think when it comes down to it, right, when we talk about the macro of these teams, it comes down to kind of a clash of styles. But that against UBEC MANIAC, they're a team that is well-rounded, they're really resilient. And MATTJESS, they play the exact opposite way. They play and cause chaos, they live in that chaos, and if they can confuse it, then it all goes well. With that being said, we're gonna solve what's going on in the background again. We're gonna go to a quick break. It's me, Joslav here, Sneaky. When we're back, the continuation of this overtime.
Are we back?
We're
You tell
back.
me. Pero yun nga, welcome back to the CFS 2024 Regionals Philippines. Of course, Sneaky Frog to Suave is still on the mic. Still waiting.
Still waiting.
Still waiting on this game number 2 start.
Then full disclosure, it's not under our control.
It's not under our control. So, ayun nga, no matter how much you typecast or start the game, it's not gonna happen.
You can't tell us what to do.
like with the,
There's no button here to start the map, so we're just waiting for things to happen.
yeah.
But of course, if you guys aren't here yet, it's only the second game of our second series of the day. This is a best of 5. So if you are in the area, feel free to drop by here in the high grounds. We got the vibes already in the building. The audience looking real good. We have some free play going on if you want to play some CF here on the PCs that are provided. It's actually not on the screen, but it's right behind me. If you're on site, you will know. We do have raffles that go on here on site. So if you haven't gotten to come here today, if you haven't been able to register, see if you can register still. Tomorrow we'll have the same thing. We had a winner of 1,000 e-coins kanina, and they were really happy. Pero hindi lang isa yung prize, no? Earlier, there were a lot of winners of e-coins. I think 100, 200, 300, and 500, and ending with 1,000. So, may raffle bukas. Meron tayo mga on-site games dito. Pwede kayo maglaro ng CF for free in the background.
Yeah.
And
There's still
you get to witness the grand final on top of all that.
Yeah, there's still the FFA competition, possibly tomorrow. So, yun nga, I think whoever gets the highest skills sa FFA is most likely gonna get some e-coin. And yeah, gonna be a very interesting Sunday, no? If ever we do go to that point. But yeah, and hopefully we see a bit of a crowd tomorrow. It's a Sunday, considering it is a Sunday. You know, it's a rest day.
Rest day. It's family day, man. People here have their children. So, you know that it is a family-friendly affair here in High Ground. So, feel free. If I'm not mistaken, we actually had Tino during the post-match interview with Mochi earlier on stage. He had his child. I cannot identify the gender because I'm all the way up here and I could not see them over there.
It's an
But
assumption.
yes, you are allowed to bring children.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they don't get too rowdy about it, it's pretty much fine. Dito sa high ground. So why not bring your family, bring your dog. Maybe not your dog, pero yun nga,
I don't
bring
know
your
if this is
family.
pet friendly, man.
Ako rin eh. So I'm not gonna
You guys are
point.
gonna have to ask High Grounds if you're allowed to bring pets. But hey, Crossfire lovers of all ages and generations are welcome to join in.
Yeah, we got variety of people dito sa high grounds. You got some pro teams who didn't make it dito
think I
sa
saw-
top 8. I think.
I saw Folex downstairs
yeah.
earlier.
Vanguard is here. Sunday Shrooms is here.
Yeah, they got the merch going on, man. That's those are really nice shirts.
Yeah, it's like totally me and Salvatore not asking for like the 5th time.
Then be asking possibly for the first time. Of course, just in case you guys are there and listening.
Large. Yun nga. Large is the way
Large.
to go. Large might be
Large,
the size.
maybe the red one too, but black works as well.
Why not? Why not, diba? And yun nga, seems like every single crowd, whether you are a pro or a casual talaga, it's nice to just hang around,
Yeah,
Get
it's
some
not a
crossfire going.
pros-only zone, man. Anyone can watch here. If you're new to the game, feel free to join us. If you are a long-time fan, of course, a lot of these people have been playing Crossfire for much longer than some people's lifespans in the audience. Some people even longer than a lot of the players on stage right now have been alive.
Yeah. I wonder if may player talaga, no, like similar to another person from another FPS game na were born on the day that CF was made. Could be possible na kasi 2007 naman nilabas yung laro na to, and then them 2007s, they're starting to get a bit older now.
Them's the boys, look at this. Of course, right now, you can see in the audience, yeah, we have some comfy chairs, man. You don't get these kind of chairs usually in an audience. Yeah, shout out to you guys. I know the SCJ crowd's still out here. The UBEC nandyan sila parang 0-2 as well. They're still vibing. Of course, they gotta get some intel about who they're gonna be playing against tomorrow, so you can see why they're still here as well. And matches, they're doing a really good job adapting. Nakita natin kanina during regulation, they kind of had a hard time. Nung kalaban nila yung UBEC MANIAC sa regulation, pero nung nag-overtime na nakapag-adapt yung team na to, I think matches they're really starting to come into their own. We kind of saw, like during the group stage, some flashes of that. But remember, we always say that matches in playoffs is very different from the group stage. And you can see that this time, again, they have taken a step forward. They have matured even more. And now that signature matches high-speed, high-octane playstyle, it is still there, but they have more cards to pull out this time.
Yeah, for sure. Just gotta stay focused na kasi medyo naging matagal na rin yung break natin dito na been like what, 15,
right.
like
15 plus
18, 20
3
minutes
plus 8.
siguro. So that's gonna kind of throw you off of your,
Yeah,
throw you off a bit.
it kind of will, man. And you know, it just happened. Sometimes we gotta make sure. Well, no, always. We always need to make sure that it's a fair playing experience for everyone in the chat.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to have problems, no, regarding like FPS or internet dito.
Hey, stay hydrated.
Especially we are on the already the LAN setting, so you know everyone's just making sure that everyone has the right, you know, the right settings, making sure no one's FPS dropping. To be fair,
Yeah,
it only takes a toaster to run itong Crossfire, man.
that's true. I mean, Crossfire's been around again since 2007. There hasn't been much changes. Hey, what's up in the audience? Mga inatok ba kayo? Hey, what's up? Good morning, sir! Pinaka-blue. Yan! Good morning! Woohoo! As you can see, diba, meron nga tayong mga PC in the background. So may mga pa FFA tayong event. Bukas, may mga ano tayo, may mga giveaway tayo na magaganap kinabukasan din. Kanina may giveaway nga tayo. Ulitin ko lang just in case you guys don't know. Sayang yun, men. E-coin din yun.
Yeah, I mean that's free e-coin. Why not? Trying to get something going.
Wait, what is he?
Fallout Boy.
Wait, hold
Okay,
on.
Immortals.
Is that? Yeah, I think it is Immortals. That's a banger of a song. I remember I was in college when it came out. Oy! Shout out kay Mayor Ain. Shout out sa ating mga pro team na nandyan. Ba't nagtatagan?
Bilis mag-BS ni KSA, you know, he went from his jersey to freaking a t-shirt immediately, pare.
Ayan si Tino. Yan! What's up? Pelo kulot.
Dude, I'm still in nga, no, like, I think I said this, if SGJ wins yung regionals, I think KSA should get a perm, pare.
Do we have any people saying yes? Translation pare.
Like, gusto ko lang
perm
makita.
sa mga, syempre, pag ano diba, pag straight man, diba?
Yeah.
They don't know what a perm is. So, magpapakulot daw si KSA.
Yeah, why not? Gusto ko makita, like, ano, may perm si
Si
KSA.
Upim na, may diba?
Ang tanong, kailangan ba magpa-perm rin ni Keller dito? I'll be
Yeah.
nice to see, man.
Go to Hangzhou, and then the entire SCJ roster is kulot.
The
Pero
perm
ito na nga,
synergy, pare.
We're finally back, ladies and gents. Again, para sa mga kakarating lang matches in the lead 11 right now. UBEC MANIAC trailing behind by only 1 point. And it's been really close so far, but this time we're going to see UBEC MANIAC on the stronger side of the map. The BL side for has been a great one so far in regulation. We'll see if that continues to be true here in OT.
Ayun nga, no? A lot more commitments in towards that A side para dito sa matches. A lot less presence in this B. Actually, parang sinasadya na talaga nilang ibigay itong second mid.
They're waiting for
Yeah.
matches to get overconfident, right? Because usually when you get the smokes or the lack of smokes thereof here, matches, they kind of start to not even bother looking in that direction just because UBEC MANIAC, they've conditioned them to think that if there's no smoke, they won't even look here. Right? And because of that, there's a possibility that matches will over-push, over-aggress again, and that's where matches' weaknesses really lie. But again, neither of them are really pulling the trigger. Here's going to be a game of Chicken MZ out on the double swing. Got MZ and CBN. Not MZ on the other side, but no, he takes on MZ nice and early. MZ, that's a hard one, right? I think MZ has been one of the more productive players here for matches. He's been providing quite a lot of impact. So with him being gone early in this round, this might not bode well for matches, considering as well that UBEC MANIAC, they know how to burst push. The last 20, 30 seconds of the round is when they really decide to do something.
I think they just wanted to make sure na second mid was not under control dito ng UM. Considering UM also loves to do some contact plays dito sa mapa natin, similar to what Matches did dito sa last game or in regulation. But see what happens, no? A7J, hindi niya mapapansin at nanto na pala yung nakadaan dito sa J. But do they look behind them? That's the question. CBN, you just need to survive. CBN still gets the kill, pero nandito na ang ibang members ng Matches. Nasa loob na shooter. Low dito sa KLB, but no, gets taken down. 35 seconds, plenty of time to get back into the site. KLB on 1 HP, but in a really nice position. Di nila mapapansin na merong tao dito sa taas. But the rounds! What a quick scope on KLB! JJ na lang for the 1v2. 20 seconds left. And Rels just shoots him.
That's it, man. Single-handedly. Rels, the last 3 kills in that round, did not even give a single hope to UBEC MANIAC here. And now, Sneaky, they are on map point. They are 1 round away from stealing it away, man. They're so close. And with only 2 rounds to go, it might be possible.
Yep. But I feel like Matches should not let that get to their heads, no, na pwede nang tapusin yung laro na to. They should still play the exact same calm style that they did dito sa last round natin. I think yung re-clear na lang ni MZ, you could kind of place him on A site instead. Maybe just try to go for a double play.
And some wallbangs coming on through. Not going to be able to find anything just yet. I like this patience out of Va as well. You can see that Va and CBN are actually doubled up on this angle. So if there's too much aggression from UBEC MANIAC without the needed utility, then it could be a quick little punish coming in from them. And I think UBEC MANIAC are starting to feel that pressure, right? Knowing that it's not as comfortable as one would want. And now that Matches, they're at 12 at the moment, it would be curtains. So they have to be very careful here, despite the fact that, of course, historically, this has been the stronger side for UBEC MANIAC here on sub-base. So they're going to have to change things up a little bit, try and catch Matches off guard, because I think they did do quite a lot of homework. Flashbang from Loy should start sowing some doubts into the minds of the players of Matches. Here with a flash out coming in. Second mid covered. We have the smokes as well. So UBEC MANIAC are not going to be that happy to try and push through CR. Now we cannot. But he also on the angle. If CBN chooses to pick up a little bit more, it's going to be a hard one. A7J making himself known. And CBN, oh! The punishment now coming from JJ. And now they back off. Again, really, UBEC MANIAC, they know how to control the situation. And look at the angle out of KLP. He knows that A7J is right below him, but he has the angle a little bit too open. No bullets connecting, but he is aware of that presence in vents. So now, again, down to the last 30 seconds, UBEC MANIAC, they are going to be going all the way in around 6 out JJ nice and early. And again with the pistol! KLP will trade him out, but now it's still equal. A7J on the other side, just making himself out of ticket. But no, things have gone sideways. Loy is gone. He finds A7J now, and the plant has gone through. CBN and VAR are going to have to find a way to regroup here, and they do. Now inside of Woods, taking this control, making themselves known out through Luwag. KLP on the angle, finds his neck. CBN with a double kill, and KLP down for the double as well. Back and forth we go, and UBEC MANIAC stay alive.
No way. No way that just happened. I mean, CBN getting 2 headshots in a row was already insane, and KLP had to pull out the 1v2 as well. Oh my word. How did that work? How did that work? I mean, UM had a really good push going out to the site. Loy did get the player na nasa loob dito na si Kip. And by the skin of their teeth, they survive dito sa sub-base. So this could either go golden by, or this could end in this round. So Matches, I mean, what can they do, no? They're still just playing standard all throughout. Dito sa mapa natin, putting a player dito sa loob ng shutter. 1 in CR, 2 playing that LR position. Not much use actually. Dito sa Rafters in defending itong Passage, but I feel like Passage is not really a point where you put attention to, especially
it's the
pagkalaban
best way to
ng UM.
go. But I like this. Right, UBEC MANIAC, they've pulled out another playbook, pulled out another strat here. The matches are expecting those pushes, particularly towards MR, particularly towards LR. And you can see that they are also doubled up in woods. So UBEC MANIAC, they're providing a new pressure point. They are showing themselves in Passage, trying to catch MATTJESS off guard with the correct timing. But Rails has such a good angle right now. There's presence up through here.
Oh,
He
he got
doesn't
off
get
of
the
it?
chance to pull that trigger. They push all the way in, up in 3F. Lloyd finds one. CBN, the second now. Connected, but now CBN still keeps it nice and close. 3v2. That's going to come in. A7J all the way through. Sprays down, he gets one. He gets the second. And MATTJESS are so close. You can smell it in the air right now. Victory in the draft. KLP still alive. And again, he's going to have to go insane. Switches over to the M4. And now the dodge check, the angle. And MATTJESS, they finally find the map against UBEC MANIAC. The first time ever since groups.
There we go. What was supposed to be a series that is more sided in towards UM more than anything. It feels like the Cebuanos have something else in mind. MATTJESS, they take out UBEC MANIAC sub base. And just a pick for pick. It's a pick for pick battle.
Oh yeah. What a spicy, spicy second set, man. We were afraid that MATTJESS were not going to be able to find it. They brought us to overtime. They stole away the lead for the first time this entire series.
I mean, I think everyone's predictions basically shattered dito sa one map na nakuha dito na MATTJESS. And the fact na Black Widow pa yung next map natin, which is another map that MATTJESS actually excels in.
Yep.
That could be bad news para dito sa UBEC.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this this matchup between UBEC MANIAC and MATTJESS, right? And with Black Widow coming in here as a third map in the series, knowing that, again, the play style of UBEC MANIAC solely revolves around taking that mid control. And the fact that the way that Black Widow is built, when you take control of mid, you have so many avenues, right? You can go all the way to waters, you can check out sidewalk, you can go towards stage, you can walk towards BS. And because of that, the amount of options that they have, when you take that mid control and deny it from your adversary, then life gets a lot easier on the BL side.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was just a bit worried para dito sa MATTJESS on their GR, considering their GR was having a bit of trouble trying to defend against itong UBEC. But then, I feel like UBEC just mistake after mistake galing sa kanila dito. Really just rolled on through and just made the rounds a lot more chaotic, no, which is really nice para dito sa MATTJESS.
Yep.
And every time that there's like a 2v3, MATTJESS just somehow finds a way to get it back in their hands, pare. Like, I don't know how they do it, but it's looking like them from Masters again just being very, very clutch. Like, even in the 2v5s, they know what to do. So, ayun nga, MATTJESS. Hey, take a round on the board, man. Why not? Be happy.
I like it, man. We've seen some great rounds, some great plays. CBN in particular has been having an insane game. We're seeing Rels not just activated, but actually excelling here in sub-base as opposed to what we saw back in Ankara. Right, knowing that he kind of had a hard time against KLP, the sniper on UBEC MANIAC. It also goes to show, again, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of things, when it comes down to the split-second decisions, MATTJESS really find a way to excel here. It's just so apparent, right? When things turn sideways in UBEC MANIAC, they don't know where to look. When their heads are on a swivel, they just get cut off from all different angles. And we've seen it out of A7J. We've seen it out of MZ and CBN. Again, I keep saying his name, but he's been having an insane series all on his own as well.
Yeah, I feel like yung game dito ni CBN no, has translated really well to LAN. I was a bit worried for him, not gonna lie, kasi ayun nga, no, it is his first big LAN on CFS, on the CFS stage. And, you know, the pressure is different, though, when you are on stage, especially you're playing for a spot in China. And, yeah, just happy na CBN's game has kind of translated the way it is now. Dito sa sub-base natin,
He
he's
is
still
not
hitting.
an onliner, man.
He's not an onliner. He's still hitting the exact same headshots that we expect him to do. And the kid is just crazy mechanically, man. I feel like they are really breeding monsters dito sa Impact, and I can't wait for the next player to pop out galing sa second league natin.
Yeah, it's so interesting as well, right? When we talked about how Loy left MATTJESS and whether or not CBN could fill in those shoes, yeah, they didn't really find a way to do that during the group stage. But again, MATTJESS during the playoffs is a different beast. And I think CBN has more than made up for the absence of Loy on this squad. I think they've been not just filled in, they've not just replaced, but I think they've really elevated MATTJESS' performance as an individual and really just slotting in to provide that further support that is necessary on his team. He kind of sets up his teammates for victory, but you know, despite doing that, he does still know how to entry as well.
Yeah, I mean, just taking a look at yung score natin, KLP is still struggling in series natin, which is not really good news para sa UBEC because you kind of need your star sniper to be on, especially when you're up against high grounds rails. I mean, high grounds rails is hitting different right now these series natin with 1.28, 13 on the AP. Granted, Loy had actually a really good game as well as itong si JJ, no, with 1.35, 1.43, very familiar with the stage already. But rest of the squad kind of falling a bit behind, though. KLB, granted, he had some really good rounds. You know, Kano, I would have wanted to see more from him, but you know, KLB, man, despite being one of the key players, is still kind of missing in action dito sa game natin.
It's all kind of weird as well. You notice more than once we've noticed KLP actually picking up the rifle a lot earlier, not really picking up that sniper, and I think it might be because that he's starting to lose those, lose kind of that momentum that he had in map 1, right? Where, yeah, he was doing much better than Rels in the head-to-head when they were actually down to 1v1s on the longer angles, those initial fights between these two players. But now I think when it came down to sub-base, KLP has kind of cooled off a bit. He's kind of fallen off because Rels has really started that performance that we needed him to do.
Yeah. I mean, Rels has something to prove, right? Rels is trying to prove that he is still the best sniper in Cebu. And I feel like he doesn't want to get away from that title para anytime soon. It just sucks para dito sa UBEC to lose like this. But, I mean, if you play like that to sub-base, especially down on the very last moments dito na mapa na to, then that's just what happens. That's just what happens, and they got caught, unfortunately. So, yun nga, we go into map number 3. Black Widow is gonna be the map. So, obviously, both teams really good. I feel like MATTJESS slightly better dito sa mapa na to, but UBEC Maniac does have their sets in this map as well. So, I wouldn't be too worried.
Kamusta mga mare? Hey! Good evening. Ayan. Say hello to the camera, guys. What's up? Ayan. Yun nga, no? I think MATTJESS have kind of done their homework. We needed them to reset after that map 1 loss, and now they actually have. They've gotten a lot closer, but now we'll see whether or not they can continue that momentum. Granted, of course, that MATTJESS momentum was not real momentum. It was really them just struggling the entire way and just managing by a hair to win out in that map, to deny the golden round from UBEC Maniac. Now we're on Black Widow again. We'll see whether or not MATTJESS have an answer. Because UBEC Maniac, they're no strangers to this map either.
Interesting for MATTJESS though, no? Round number 1, they decide to stay sa base lang muna. Hindi mo sinagagalaw. Possibly trying to hear out any forward players. But of course, they're just waiting for CBN to see if Waters is actually wide open.
Oh. So we're gonna check Underbridge. Water's cleared out here. And there's no one from UBEC Maniac inside of storage. So MATTJESS, they might be using some utility to get in here. And it looks like it's gonna be an attempt from UM to make sure that there's just a little bit less utility when they go inside. Now you got the mids throwing out here. HE's not connecting over into anyone because UBEC Maniac are so far back right now. And you can see now it's a two-pronged approach from MATTJESS. They are slowly making their way up through mid, looking just in case Kano chooses to push out through BS, but there's no one really home right now. And MATTJESS, this is something that's it's kind of new to me, right? The way that they're playing, the speed or lack thereof of how they are playing right now is something that UBEC Maniac will not have expected, something that they will not have prepared for. And now, KLB! He pierces them through and puts them on a swivel. Takes down 2 and JJ finds Va as well. It's gonna be up to Rels and MG here, up through. Rels finds him inside of stage and KLB stuck behind the box. The damage is gonna be done and KLB cleans it up. UBEC Maniac, despite that loss, start to bounce back.
There we go. UBEC Maniac, that's more like it. Galing sa kanilang GR side. Anything too special in all honesty. They just stayed within the sites. KLB got a collat. Loy with the sniper? Alright. I guess every star player is having their turns to sniper, pare.
there, man. A7J finds Kano, though. First kill. 4 matches to equalize the numbers with the sniper out, though. You can see actually CBN has spotted Loy out, finds that kill. Now the quick scope coming in from him as well. So the smoke out throws them off guard as well. Matt just gonna have to back off. They cannot push through the smoke unless they want to waste some manpower on the way in. They will be backing off. You can see that the rotation has actually come in already. MZ following up on where A7J is. They have control of alley, but they don't really have much information when it comes to LA. Because they haven't been able to push up there. There's a possibility still that KLP and or Loy is on balcony. But with Va and the rest of matches here slowly pushing up, they should be a little bit more confident. It's now going to be a question of whether or not they can cross that line that KLP is holding on to. They will be spotted out here. He misses the shot. MZ takes it down. What an entry. And the second as well, JG will fall. So here we're at UB3. Loy comes in from the window. Trying to find something. Cannot connect any of the bullets. KLP's here. But they do underneath. He runs out of bullets. And no plan just yet. Now A7G is making his way forward. Sir, I think you forgot that there's only one person on the other side. But there's 50 seconds to go. So KLB is going to take the long way around. See if he can get a timing off through. VS parkour not working out this time. There is about 55% of health for the IGL right now. No plant from Matches yet. I think they're gonna wait to plant till the very, very last time, but they might go B. Problem is, as soon as they see KLB here, they are gonna turn tail the other way, but the plant now comes in, it's committed. Sees is not looking in the right direction. D7G spotted out right past that pillar, and it's gonna be possible here. 1v1, the headshot has to come through, and KLB connects it. Second round for UBEC Maniac, and a clutch for the IGL.
Maybe missing the jump so short actually was a blessing in disguise, pare. He was like, yep, I couldn't make that short jump. Let's just go long and see if we get the better timing from there. But top was solid on their defense dito sa Black Widow, no? But it's really just matches playing not their natural style about it. This is so slow for their side, but Loy is gonna get Va as well. Loy will get CBN, and it seems like something has angered in the UBEC Maniac, and they want to prove it dito sa Black Widow. 3-0. And is this gonna be another one of those picks for picks, pare?
Well, I think UBEC Maniac have gotten mad, bro. Look at this.
All right.
Loy multi-kills, KLD multi-kills, KLP finally hitting the shots that he needs to hit. And we said earlier that he needs to start hitting. And now it's 0-3 right now. The lead coming in.
Oh my God.
Two-man push out through LA.
He just murdered them alone.
Matches were not ready, man. They just got thrown in the meat grinder. So now MZ and Rels are going to have to find a way to convert this map. They don't have any information on through mid. There's going to be no choice. They're going to go up through bridge, look towards water, and see if they can get inside of storage. But the rest of UBEC Maniac, they've only left one person on the site. So KLB doing all this as soon as he sees either Hyde or hair of Matches here. He's going to make a call for compilation. KLB finds MZ Rels for the trade. It's going to be a 2v4, but there's so little health on the side of UBEC Maniac. So KLB will fall. And now Matches, things are kind of more in their control. And oh my God, Rels denies that cross. Loy gets taken down with the amount of health that is still alive for the UBEC Maniac players. Kano and JJ are going to have their work cut out for them. No plan just yet, though. So we'll see how this goes.
I mean, it's pretty tough. B4 already crossed. Rails on 1 HP. Va, very risky from Va. Kano is not gonna know about this. And there we go. The risk paid off para sa kanila dito. They have waited around. They found out who is inside of B. And that is a 1-3. Matches. Finally get around on the board dito sa kanilang BL side. Bit more of a mistake galing dito sa UM, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Couldn't help it though si KLB sa Cabao, pare.
I think Va got a little bit overconfident there. I mean, or not taking into account the possibility of a push-through window. And that's exactly what happened here. Now, though, of course, Matches having taken that first round in, the jitters are gone here on Black Widow, but we'll see if any adjustments are going to be made. Of course, they got punished for the early LA push here by UBEC Maniac the past round, but this time around they were able to put their sniper on. You see it, actually, Urel's ready on the angle just in case UBEC Maniac chooses to push in that direction. But it's such a calm look out of Matches. It's almost like this isn't Matches that we're looking at. It's new, it's improved, it's so fresh to the eyes. that they are not bomb rushing on one side of the map.
Yeah, it is Black Widow, no. You can't really just push on one side of the map and expect it to work. Granted, that is what happens most of the time. But you guys don't know, this is competitive play. So
Yep.
as soon as you try and rush short, you're just gonna get shot in the head, flashed in the face, and you are dead instantly. So you have to be a lot more careful. Loy, getting it out to CBN. Cano will get empty. Cano will
What
get
is
Pa.
that?
Nah, everyone's just hitting headshots.
Boy, they have awakened the beast right now, man. Just have awakened the beast. They've unlocked the Kraken right now. UBEC Maniac, all 5 heads are getting their kills. The C4 now going to be out of the open. A78 falls, and now it's going to be all up to Rails, who does find one. Now the problem is whether or not he can stay alive. There's so many people on the other side of that, and KLP takes him down. UBEC Maniac up to 4.
Bro, Loy is like Thanos. Thanos right now, Pano. You just see the kill feed. He gets 2 on the other side, off of the POV. MATTJESS having to figure it out from there. But a 4-1, this is an amazing start here by UBEC Maniac. If they can get this one more, that they're gonna deny a lead from MATTJESS, who does prefer it on BL side dito sa mapa na to.
Oh, Rails has an angle here. Let's see if KLP chooses to push out. Nothing gonna be happening. No LA control out of MATTJESS. They've only shown some smokes out through mid. Not gonna be able to see anything just yet. And I like this. The high-low setup again, unbreakable, nearly, by KLB and Loy. MZ will probably push out on the back of a flash here if they do choose to continue in this direction. But MATTJESS, they, at least based on what they look like right now, they are not gearing up for it. There is a flashbang now thrown out. Not gonna see anything. I like this. UBEC Maniac are not falling for the early utility, and then again, another flash thrown out. Not see a single thing. CBN will fall at the hands of Loy now as they walk right into that high-low setup from UBEC Maniac. And you can see that as the seconds tick by, UBEC Maniac is slowly taking more and more space at the map, leaving less and less decisions up to MATTJESS here until they are forced into moving towards one site. You can feel it. With a minute still on the clock, MATTJESS are going to be looking to rotate away. And luckily for them, there is no flank coming out from UBEC Maniac, but now the problem is whether or not they have enough time to do it as well.
Yeah, I think they might try and take long. And I think mag-late lurk dito si MZ sa mid. Try and look for better opportunities here. Pero Cano, look at Cano, man. A7J with the sniper, cannot hit the shot, but he's up against 2 players. And Cano still gets the A7J. How does that happen?
How, sir? Matches, they've lost so much. They've lost them. Now JJ is taken down, or takes down Rels, rather. Now with MZ and Va trying to make things work here right behind Metal Box as well. He knows that there is presence in this side of the map, but look at this. Sidewalk in their hands. JJ spotted out right time to smoke. So Va, again, he's getting thrown in his face. He's gonna fall, and now it's gonna be up to Mr. Va. Still up to Slope. Does not find Kano, and the perfect timing coming in from MATTJESS here to catch Kano unawares. And Loy finds one. Trades coming in. KLB so healthy. And Va praying against hope that he can stay alive here behind Train and find a timing with only 27 seconds left.
Oh,
and
the
he walks into
timing!
the crosshair.
The timing!
Not like this.
Oh, the timing! I felt the confidence dun to swing ni Va. He was like, this is it, bro. This is gonna win the 1v1. Tapos
There's
nasa harap na
no
pala.
way.
Ah.
A slight miscalculation from MATTJESS, and UBEC Maniac steal away around that should have been theirs in broad daylight. Now UBEC Maniac again, they're taking such a great lead here in the first half. Rels does find Loy though, which is going to be a good sign for them, but we'll see if they can continue and keep things in their favor. MZ runs the bullets, finds KLB, the headshot coming in from him right now, and the MATTJESS they are shooting on all cylinders here. Now, there's going to be coming in, the push out to the SJJ, ready for the angle, cannot find it, cannot convert. And the entire MJ roster is already here. KLP out of the open, has his back turned. They're being taken down one by one. Mr. Kano, what do you do? Finds Rels, cannot connect the bullets, and walks right into the hands of Buck, who does still die, but Rels will clean it up.
Yeah, that has got to be the most well-executed round galing dito from MATTJESS in general. No, they got a bit of attention dito sa B-side. MZ getting both kills. And removing KLP from the equation early is very important, especially in these clutch situations. And MATTJESS One more round really figured out itong UM. And look at A-side. Look at A-side. No one is defending A whatsoever except for the Pillars player. But I think para dito sa UM, no, they don't have to retake A-side just yet. They can take short control or at least attempt to take short control. Pero KLP hindi pa makakatulong. Loy will get MZ in return. Loy and No is already low at the start of the round.
Plan has gone through here. 4 matches. We'll see whether or not UBEC Media can make this work. Loy and Kano barely alive right now, and 28 seconds still on the clock. As we go down through, the C Vines and smoke but cannot connect the bullets, and now they're starting to fall one by one into the hands right now. MATTJESS, A7J taking down one. He's gonna be Kano here. 1v3 and almost the impossible. The flash is in his face as well, and he's not giving a hope. The third round is gonna burn it, and MATTJESS looking to crawl back.
There we go. That's where I like it para dito sa MATTJESS. A lot more risky kind of play. I mean, just go 3 people long, knowing na mas nag-focus itong UBEC Maniac sa short, expecting that there is gonna be someone coming in from the catwalk position as they slowly clear itong mid. Oh, but the timing from Rels almost getting itong si Kano, but the flash is gonna go through. They're not gonna go on it just yet. CBN doesn't like the feeling dun,
Look
pare.
at Kano, look at Kano. They've got 2 players in mid here. If they move to the side just a little bit, they're going to be spotted out here, but the rest of matches are not going to be seen just yet. Now they walk into the trap inside of storage. They find one, but the trade is immediate. KLP finds MZ as well. It's A7J. They have lost their entry right now, MATTJESS. They're going to have to back off and find a new plan, find a new way to get inside of the sites, knowing that there's the possibility as well of a lurk from UBEC Maniac. They have done this before, but they're not doing it this time around. So, at conditioning might come in here in this round.
Yeah, Rels could still be a factor. Dito sa round natin, he has hit every single shot that is needed of him. But KLP is also starting to slowly wake up dito sa series natin. JJ gonna be in the way of this short take for the boys over at MATTJESS. Likely A7J is gonna send it in first. Does have the C4 in his hands, but is he gonna find itong si JJ? JJ just backs off long, gets a bit of poke dito kay Ba. Great wall bang, pero si Rels will get JJ in return. Now they're aware that the last 2 players are on that A side. Good that Kano did not die. He wants to keep that long pressure going. You can see his arm. Only gets a leg, and KLB gets both. Good delay from UM. They didn't get greedy about the kills. 6-3.
Not the best here, man, out of MATTJESS. That was really well controlled first half, and now KLB starts it off hot, takes down his adversary. The sniper matchup continuing to be the central storyline between these 2 teams, but not the flash out on LA. UBEC Maniac still cautious. Check it out now behind metal box, not gonna see anything just yet. They are gonna be backing off though with the bomb up through alley. Look at the positioning out of that one player. He's not gonna be expected. We'll be looking to set a trap here as UBEC Maniac are looking to continue to explore through the map and see how MATTJESS are treating this defense.
Yeah, I don't think Rels should be the guy contesting for that initial frame fight dito sa stage. I think could be itong si A7J or si MZ on that sniper because you really want to keep Rels alive in this round. Especially he's responsible for yung cross na dito sa long. Maybe the anchor on the A site and or dito sa window B. Having Rels alive is a net positive in general para dito sa MATTJESS. But UM wanting to take a bit of short control. Meron pa naman 2 players dito. Only 1 player on the underside. MZ, hopefully with an M4, can do some massive damage if ever magko-commit na nga dito yung UBEC Maniac.
Flash is on now. UBEC choosing to go out to the train. CBN might run, but there is the trade. You have MZ as well elsewhere. This time they know where he is. Connected.
Oh, why did he get out?
KLP finds him as he has gotten... He's felt a little bit
Yo,
safe.
help!
And A7J could not deny the plans. Something's going wrong right now. A7J have lost it, and now it's going to be Va. 1v3, they know where he is. He is going to walk up through window. See if the angle is going to be from behind him. KLB with the backstab. UBEC Maniac get up to 7 now.
Grabe. JJ tanked it like a pro. He tanked all those shots and then he just pulls out the M4. He's like, yeah, can you stop Team stop please and try to plant the C4.
Oh,
Ooh, uy, CBN, nakalagpas.
so
Nakalagpas
much
si
utility.
CBN. Headshots, headshots. Who has the better headshot? Seems like both of them, they decide to back off. Yun lang. That's the fight that I wanted, man. CBN versus Loy on long.
Smokes up. Picking out this mid control now that they have. Got Loy. He knows that there's a possibility that they do push up. That's going to be a 3-man push up through BS. 2, rather.
Oh, A7J is here.
Kano, he's going to be totally insane here. Remember, the entries from Kano have been so good so far, but now it's going to be a question of whether or not they are set up for this. That is 2. You have A7J. Right below window, you have another presence from Matches as well on LA. But KLP finds Rel, but that might be swinging it wide open. He spotted out, they know that he has rotated off the angle, and the push out from stage is working out as well. Loy will find the IGL on the enemy team, and the plant has now come on through.
Jesus.
Great kills on the kill feed right now. KLP finds energy in a second as well. CBN left all on his lonesome, will be taken down by JJ and UBEC MANIAC. Despite that loss, they are bouncing back.
Yeah, this is more like it. Para dito sa UBEC, right? Getting every single opportunity, time and time again. They keep getting the mid player, man. And kagaya nga na sinabi ko, you really want to kill, you really want to keep etong si Rels alive as much as possible. What is this? Pure contact sa B-side? Vi's not gonna expect that. No po, A7J gets a kill back, but UM's already inside of sight. Rels will get Loy. They need to get the C4. This is tough.
Yeah.
They're surrounded as well, pare. Oh, CBN's gonna fly. He's gonna get the free kill.
A little bit awkward, a little bit labor, but he does get that kill now. But it's still 2v4. They know where the C4 is. Out in the open. KLP will find A7J. They can continue now. They have lost another member and their skills, and Matches
KLB.
are looking real competitive right now. KLP finds Rails and the trade comes in. Matches to split the numbers perfectly.
Yeah, what a fast reaction though from the rest of the MATTJESS squad, no? I mean, especially itong si Rels immediately put his eyes on that big cross, got Loy as he was crossing. And we have made it to 8 and 4.
So many nades.
MATTJESS, still doable para sa kanila dito. They just need to find the right kills at the right time. But UM is already pretty much on the edge of ES, pare. So, or on BS.
Oh boy. UBEC MANIAC, they've been slowed down to a crawl here, Matches. Looking to respond. I like that they have really adapted to the playstyle of UBEC MANIAC. They did the same thing on subbase. They were pushing UBEC MANIAC to the very, very limit here. We'll see whether or not this can continue to be the pattern that we see out of them. Continuing to innovate, continuing to keep their opponents on their toes. Now though, they have control of basically nothing. UBEC MANIAC are going to have their work cut out for them. The rest of Matches as well. If you notice their current positioning, it's very heavy towards A. UBEC MANIAC might have a misread here.
Yeah, depends. Still the option na itong si KLB just finds only a singular member in the B site. Actually, what UM can do here is that they could send si KLB in first, just on his own. And, you know, he might die.
But
You know, he could get some distraction on going. Short is going to get wall banked here by A7J. But in B-side, pinasok nga. Now UBEC MANIAC, where is MZ? No, will get his A7J, but there's still a guy inside of metal box, and he finally dies. No, and JJ gets it down. And Rel shot itong si CBN. He scared him. Scared him a bit, pare. He thought someone was coming in from long, pero B-side ay bukas na nga para dito sa UM. CBN and Rels. Flash is gonna go through. CBN needs to hit some really nutty shots. Oh, but no! Has window covered CBN. There's no shot. There's no chance. 9 and 4 UBEC on the precipice ng pagkuha ng mapa na to.
a solid effort out of UBEC MANIAC. We talked about earlier how the maturity would be shown today, knowing that UBEC MANIAC are a young roster. And knowing that after they got beaten out on the OT the last time before, it is comforting to think that they still know how to come back for it, but Rels will find KLPS early. Sniper gone for UBEC MANIAC.
Oh, JJ? Oh, JJ. Oh, JJ's about to get MATTJESS so hard, pare. Oh, but MZ's looking for more. That's 2. Bro, how is Lloyd turned around? How does that happen? No,
How does it happen twice?
How does it happen twice? That is a good question.
Unfortunate for them. But it is 2v4, so MATTJESS should have this one in the bag unless some hijinks happens here. Kano is still very much alive, and so is Lloyd. And remember, these two guys, they are an unstoppable duo when they play on the BL side. Now, again, being that main entry, as we see Loy looking to make life a lot easier for his team, that they are throwing utility best they can, knowing how to set up for that side take. This might be a great read. There's only one person inside of B, so UBEC MANIAC can take this.
Oh, wait!
Gone!
That's the only guy.
What is that? It's the only guy here. They jump in through, check the angles, tick their boxes, and now they're going to be going on. Plant secured by UBEC MANIAC, and remember, this is the last round here inside of Black Widow. It's looking possible now. They do not have the man advantage just yet, but A7J, look at this.
Yeah.
Side here taken down by Lloyd. 28 seconds and counting now. MATTJESS, despite that, are still continuing to feel the pressure. Cannot takes down CBN and Va. Looking to stay alive, looking to survive here. There's all the way forward, sees Cano, but cannot expect Lloyd to show up on the other side. Can't connect the bullets inside of the the movement. He denies it now. The
10 seconds.
For Va. They're only 10 seconds in. He has to find a way to get there. The defuse is going to be coming in. And Cano denies it. UBEC MANIAC secure Black Widow.
There we go. Bit of a faster affair para dito sa ating Black Widow map. And that's more like it para dito sa UBEC MANIAC, in all honesty. Doing everything right dito sa mapa natin. Even in that last round, Loy knew that he had to hold the hell out of Waters. He already got the players of Waters, didn't see anyone else, went back into HB, and helped itong si Cano with the defense on the rails. I mean, for the past few games, he has been definitely out-sniping itong si KLP, but KLP is also now starting to hit his shots dito sa Black Widow. You know, we see a lot more galing dito kay Loy, we see a lot more galing dito kay JJ as well. So, it's kind of nice to see na UBEC, they're kind of locked in again dito sa map number 3 natin.
Yeah, we're gonna see in a bit how that goes, but I mean, you gotta commend UBEC MANIAC here, right?
Yeah.
Went to overtime, almost to golden ground. They lost sub base, and then they come back from it. We went on a little bit of a break when we came back. I think UBEC MANIAC have really refreshed themselves. The way that they played this map, it was really refreshing. 10-4, knowing that MATTJESS, they had a hard time kind of really adapting to how it was going. UBEC MANIAC caught them in so many different angles that were not expected for them. And not to mention, again, KLP is finally hitting his shots today.
Ayun nga, I mean, if KLP is now starting to hit the shots, I mean, the rest of the team is playing really good, no, para dito sa UBEC. Obviously, you know, Cano is having a really good series, Loy is having a really good series. You know, every single member is having a really good series. It's just about when will KLP show up, and it seems like Black Widow is the answer para sa kanya dito. And, I mean, even si KLP, man, he had to turn on the sniper, beating itong si Rels on that exact same second that you appear in frame. But, ayun nga, they just look a lot more solid in a more standard map. Kagaya nga ng Black Widow dito. Which, just like how I said, I did expect MATTJESS to do a lot better dito sa mapa natin. But it feel like the exact same tricks that they want to pull dito sa mapa na to is not as effective as itong last game natin, which is in sub-base. It's more of a controlled environment. Pero pagdating sa Black Widow, you know, the team that really does their best work on their setups, the team that uses teamwork to its fullest extent, is definitely going to be having the biggest benefit dito. And yeah, just a whole lot of highlights for Loy and KLB and kay JJ actually.
Yeah, you gotta respect as well the way that KLB was actively taking space on this map, knowing that he kind of left his team to just do what they needed to do, right? Do their roles. KLB will try and look for a timing and see what he can do on the lurk side, and that's a pretty good thing. You know, when you have a leader that is willing to do whatever it takes to win, then the adaptations come in a lot faster. But here, of course, our set summary 10-4. We have it right now. KLB, as we mentioned, having a life game here on Black Widow. 2.17 in the KD department.
Yeah, and I think Loy probably would be a candidate for, you know, set MVP or like MVP for the entire series.
Maybe even the series.
He hasn't dropped. He hasn't had a game that is below 1080. So that's just very impressive. Galing dito kay Loy that he's performing just as consistent as the other side. And para naman sa MATTJESS, no, I feel like they just got absolutely blindsided dito sa game natin. Granted, MZ had a really good game, Rels had a really good game, but Va, CBN, and A7J kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. And I feel like it was the start as well ng game na to where Loy was just Thanos snapping everyone sa start ng round, and MATTJESS could not do anything about it. So, ayun nga, it seems like UM is back on their comfort. And ngayon, since natapos na tayo sa Black Widow, we are gonna enter port, which is, if we're talking about the context of the snipers, no, this is where the snipers are most important, pare.
Yep.
That top A position is gonna make or break you as a sniper. Kasi if you cannot hold top A with a sniper, with just pure contact executes galing dito sa MATTJESS, then ayun nga, maybe it's time to get off the road, pare. But ayun nga, it's gonna be interesting to see what KLP gets to, if KLP gets to have a role, which has a lot of importance dito sa series natin, how he performs, kasi ayun nga, it's not the same eye-popping KLP na nakita natin dito sa group stage. Ay.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, I think what was kind of missing here on Black Widow, we weren't seeing as much of CBN. I think more often than not, the entries from CBN were kind of sloppy. We were seeing a lot of missing utility out of MATTJESS here on Black Widow. And again, right, I think MATTJESS, they are such a smart team, but sometimes they miss out on the small details.
For sure. Small details can definitely be, come back to bite you in the back, especially at the later stages ng game natin. And yeah, it seems like UBEC making sure that they have the concepts down, especially pagdating sa port, no? If you have a bad start dito sa port, especially when you are on the GR side, your second half is kind of doomed. Especially, we're at the level of the pros already, no? Sa pag-usapan natin ng port. So, maybe UM can have a good start dito sa BL side. I mean, at most, they are hoping to get 3. But with Rels on the other side of the scope, dito sa top A, definitely, they're gonna try to get Catwalk A first. If ever they do want to attempt this A site, and they have to get Ninja as well. So, and yeah, we might just shoot straight into map 4 very, very soon.
Yep, you can see it. Out in the lobby right now, the
Loading.
players, I think, ooh, you saw what I saw?
But,
You see a little purple on the screen? E-coin raffle, by the way, tomorrow. In case you guys don't already. But here we are. Port now gonna be in full swing with UBEC MANIAC starting out on the PL side, and I like this. They pushed out through mid, looking to push A7G out the angle. It's not letting it happen! What is that? MZ!
MC's just randomly in LB ba? Ah, yes. Port. Oh, Rels will get KLP, but that means the sniper is not on top A, but I think it's already too late here, Josh. They realized a bit too late that Rels is not on that A side. A7J spotted to mid. Kano will get it on to A7J. But when is the Z player gonna come out? CBN, the school calm and collected, making sure that he doesn't show himself. And they do know where Rels is. Rels? I think Rels might have picked up an M4, buddy.
Oh boy. That's an interesting one, man. When we get the double sniper, they're not prepared, right? But they take down MC nice and early. I'm gonna try and catch them by surprise, but CBN finds 2. The double kill coming in from him. And JJ is gonna have to hit only headshots here. Cannot. And MZ has caught them by surprise. We've seen this before. They pulled this out in map 2. And they are really looking like a brand new UBEC MANIAC. They know when to put Rels on the sniper. They know when to give it to MC here. If they do, things start going well. But this time, though, KLP takes down his adversary, the sniper on the other side. And look at how far Loy is! No, he doesn't even look down MZ from the sky. Heard the footsteps, expected that push up now, and you can feel it. Up through connector, UBEC MANIAC. They've tanked quite a lot of damage, but knowing that they have essentially the same amount of manpower from compared to MATTJESS here means that there's still quite a few possibilities about how they want to play this.
Yeah, MZ's like, I've seen that push before. Hold up.
Hold up, sir.
Parang alam ko yan, ah. To be fair, Lloyd did do that a lot, no? Nung nagpa-port game yung MATTJESS dati, he just sends it in mid, and it somehow works. But MZ, he knows his fellow brother. Maybe a bit too well, pare. CA gonna be occupied here by Kano. I don't like the setup though by MATTJESS, no? They're not putting anyone to top A. Instead, they just put Siva, Tito, sa Bodega and si A7J dito lang sa exit.
But the angle.
Oh, no.
He finds Va. A7J is on top of the site. They know that he's here. The entire squad is waiting for the right time. The side comes down from the sky to his death. JJ takes him down, but MJ, they do find one in return. So this 2v3 is going to be a little bit more often, but a well-placed grenade might be able to take them down. KLP takes down MZ. Here's going to be CBN, who cannot do anything here.
That's good. That's an early round para sa UBEC Maniac on their BL side. So, I mean, at most, just like how I said it, right? Usually, your experience dito support is at best you get like a 6-3 dito sa first half as BL. And it's good that they already got their foot through the door. But what is UM gonna do now? Oh, look at MZ.
Look how far they up.
He's
How
like-
far up they are.
Nah, Loy is expecting this. He's like, I just pushed last round. This guy's 100% here.
I think you can feel it. Look at Loy. Look at
Alam naman
Loy. He's
yan.
gonna
He
check the
knows,
angle.
he knows, he
He's
knows.
a knower.
Magkakilala nga.
You can't do this, man.
Kakilala
I
nga.
know you too well, sabi niya, pare. that's
Nakapalitan
how
lang.
you see it happen, man. Yun nga, kilala ni Loy si parang MZ. Dati nga naman silang teammates. And now, first frag goes the way of UBEC Maniac here. But now the problem is whether or not they can continue to push forward. Because look at this. You have the CA control coming in from one of the players of MATTJESS. They have actually let go of this. They're going to go up through Z. You see, actually CBN on the angle finds one. Cannot here for the trade. But now there is going to be no one else inside of the site. There's the possibility, though, of the push out from mid. See if A7J can get the timing here. HE now going to be out of the hands of them. A7J finds Loy. That means that it's going to be a 3v3 here. We are equal in number. KLP is ready for it. A7J backs off just in case there's a push, just in case there's aggression from UBEC Maniac. But there was a trap already set.
Yep. Oh, Rels being in B side could be the unexpected move para sa MATTJESS. Especially he could just hold stairs the entire time or curve. And Va in top A. Interesting, interesting.
Ooh.
MATTJESS in a bit of an unorthodox setup. But Rels gonna be playing 2-box. Oh, I like this. Playing 2-box is such a good position. Plus, you can just jump off of it as soon as he gets spotted. Do
30
they check
seconds.
this? Oh, he misses!
No, he misses and he gets taken down. He couldn't get off the angle. And now it's only Va. It's falling apart in a matter of seconds now. The plant has gone through. And this 1v3 is next to impossible. Look at Va. Gonna have to check out all the angles. And the high-low setup is too hard to break.
2-1 on PL of all things para dito sa UM. Oh my god. I mean, already one more point till we go to like the more optimal side of getting points. Dito sa mapa na to, usually you don't get too much opportunities as that BL side, but UM is forcing opportunities open. But here comes MATTJESS. Full on push and 4-man in LA. Pero si Kano, JJ, both of them just take out
Not
3
like
members.
this.
Pero CBN nandito pa rin. CBN could get 2, but CBN only gets 1. At si Rels na lang natitira. The sniper that only misses once.
That's terrible, man. MATTJESS thought they could catch UBEC Maniac unawares, and unfortunately they got taken down early. Now it's all up to Rels to try and pick up the pieces. A miscalculation in the camp of MATTJESS now, punishing them. Kano cleans it up, and UBEC Maniac further that lead to 2 rounds.
You know, Kano with a casual ace that you didn't even notice, pare.
It just all happened too fast, man.
Just all happened too fast.
They
And
all walked into his crosshair.
I can't blame it on MATTJESS no, for going for that play. I think they're really trying to, I wouldn't say equalize, no, pero just catch etong UBEC off guard. You know, trying to get the quick round off of them, pare. Get it back to 2-2 with a 4-man LA push. Pero in-expect yata na UBEC Maniac that MATTJESS is going to get a bit desperate, no, considering ayun nga, their poor defense is less than stellar. Etong MATTJESS natin. So, just pulling risks as much as possible. Pero they have to. Pero yung default kasi ng UBEC Maniac, it's kind of made to punish those early aggressions, man.
Yeah. The port default out of UBEC Maniac is one of the most systematic, it's one of the most flexible. Doesn't matter where you find the information here because UBEC Maniac, they already know how to respond to that. Spot 1 out in Z, spot 1 out in long A. And it doesn't matter because UBEC Maniac already have a plan set up for this one. Look at this. They pushed all the way through. MZ, not aware that Kano has made his way all the way forward. Out through the window inside, the flash now coming on through. He is aware, Rels. On the HP, he has a feeling that UBEC Maniac might be coming his way. But there's not much else going on the map right now. It's a pump fake out of UBEC Maniac. Make them think maybe a rotation's happening. And I think MATTJESS, they are convinced that UBEC Maniac, they're not really going towards B. As you can see, there's no adjustment of manpower. They have not left their angles here. And Rels, despite the fact that he's so low on HP, is going to be all out in the open. CBN bought something out here. Eats a little bit of damage, and the nades in his face as well. Got knocked out in the open. Flash coming in from them. But here, UBEC Maniac, they have to decide. There's only 40 seconds here on the clock left for favorites.
MZ.
And here, MZ coming out of nowhere, finds one. Kano shows up through there. The double kill coming in from him. And now it's a 3v4. But UBEC Maniac, they're also low on HP right now. You're going to have to check every angle here inside of their site. Flat's going to come in momentarily. Now, with this happening, MATTJESS have to find a way to isolate these gunfights. They are so well set up. Bot takes down two.
It's another
Otherwise,
ace.
spread it out. It's going to be down to 1v1.
Another ace.
No, wait. Kano is still alive. And he might get another ace.
Oh, that's...
And it's stolen away. But hey, they still win the round.
KLB, he's like, I'm the captain.
Shout out nga
Can't
pala
do
kay
anything about that,
Nevertheless.
pare. 4-1, UBEC Maniac. They have done more than what they should have did this the first half. And they're gonna keep on rolling. CBN will get to KLB.
what?
JJ will get
MZ?
CBN in return. MZ will go
No!
down as well. And this is just looking like the slow death of MATTJESS on board.
Oh, man. Dude, right now, UBEC Maniac, they are in series point in terms of the maps that they have. If they win port here and they deny it to from MATTJESS, then MATTJESS are going to be in a tough spot. They're going to be going down into our battle for third tomorrow. Rels, though, he is still awake. But despite that, right, the rest of MATTJESS right now, they're having a really cold port. Look at this. The most kills on the board for them, MZ and CBN is 5 right now. They're both gone from the round. And with that being said, right, the only 4 players here are having a really hard time staying alive despite all that. And all this happening at the same time as UBEC Maniac having a great macro, as Kano arguably having a life game. It's only round 6 right now. He already has 13 kills on the board.
Yeah, those triple entries, man, they're gonna stack up quite a lot, especially in these types of games. And if Kano can keep it going, having a life game on that entry frag, especially in this particular game, but he does get taken down by A7J. 2 players left for the side of UM, Loy and JJ. Can they do anything about this? Vaz is a top A, but he's not gonna fully commit to the angle.
no!
Pero Loy
Oh, boy.
still gets him down. And they can actually slide on by dito sa A side. A7J and Rel spotted in B. And JJ can just stay here, deny both of them.
A7J!
Oh, pero yun lang, JJ finally goes down. Here comes Loy.
I remember, Sneaky, if anyone can clutch it out, though, it's gonna be Loy. This guy is a beast.
Where's he
What
looking?
He's not even looking the right way, though. One small mistake looks the wrong angle. And here, you feel it, you see it. MATTJESS finally get a second round on the board.
Yeah, it took so long to plant the C4, so inassume yata dito ni...
Might have gone all the way around.
might have gone all the
through
way to CA or dito sa LA, so he was so worried about his flank na forgot about his exit. So 4-2 MATTJESS, getting some rounds on the board dito sa kanilang GR side.
They need it.
They need all 3 rounds dito
Gotta
sa
keep
GR
it
side.
alive, man. The GR side right now, which is supposed to be the easier side of port, not working out for MATTJESS. UBEC Maniac is showing us a masterclass of a macro. The problem is, they're just struggling so much right now. It's not as much as you would want to here. And now Nova, for the first time, will be able to catch somebody inside of CA. Loy is caught off guard. That's the main entry for UBEC Maniac. Gone. Kano is going to have to step up here, but of course, again, this guy is having a life game at the moment. They're looking to try and shut him down nice and early here in the game to make sure that UBEC Maniac cannot convert this map. But with that first kill, of course, it's going to be looking good for MATTJESS. They are feeling it. You
Wait,
see
Rels is
this?
dead?
Rels gets taken down. Sniper, one misstep coming up from him, and Vash shows himself a little bit too early. Now got a 3v4 here, down to 2. The CBN finds 1, but now gonna have to reunite with his teammates. No plant has happened just yet. The H grenade here as well. Trying to do some damage before we even see here. KLB spotted out. No wall bangs here, knowing that it's an AK-47. Cannot convert a little bit too easy. CBN gone, but MZ shows up perfect. Timing finds 1. It's a 1v2. The high-low setup is too hard to break. And another round goes the way of UBEC Maniac.
And 5 and 2 on fourth especially, man. This just means that they're gonna have the driver's seat for the rest of the game. MATTJESS with a hell of a mountain to climb to come back into this series. Grabe naman yun. That slight pause that they take dito sa long, just kind of mess with Rels. They're just like, let's stop for a bit. Si Rels, he's gonna be holding that left side of top A. And he is gonna be on that platform. Pero MZ.
Do they check this angle? Do they push?
Pag namatay si KLP dito,
It's a question of who pushes first. It's a game of chicken right now.
Yeah.
If MZ pushes too early, KLP will take him down early. And that will restore the entire B side of the map here in favor of UBEC Maniac, because there's no one else here on this side. Inside of Z, MZ fights KLP, but the trade's immediate here. And this still, we're at a stalemate.
Man, KLP is getting torched sa series na to.
He's not having the best
He's
series,
not having
man.
fun, that's for sure.
They still did get that kill at the very least. So, we'll see. Pump fake came in for UBEC Maniac. The reaction from MATTJESS is to bolster that defense on B. They have 2 players up in here. A7J, CBN ready. First point of contact will be Mr. CBN here. He takes that one. Not a second. Kano is there for the trade. That's going to break the side open here. But A7J comes down first to get on the timing. Rails finds one. He fights 2. And it's going to be Kano. Only a pistol in hand. He tries to run him down. He finds a headshot, but the flash is there. And it's a 1v2. Too many people now coming out from behind him. Fire in the hole. Pare. A7J does not get connected on. No. He has so little health right now that any singular bullet can take him down. And they're going to try to chase him down. 40 seconds here on the clock. C4 out of the open. He finds the headshot on Tuba. And A7J so low. 1 bullet can make or break this round for MATTJESS here. And look at this rotation. A7J is already on A. He's 100 steps ahead.
Oh, this angle is so
UBEC
dirty.
Maniac know that it's going to be coming in. And no, he's going to have to check it. But he's not going the right way. He goes the other way. Checks out the angle. A7J drops down and he's ready for it. Now question of who peeks out first. And A7J, he saw it coming.
Yeah, read him like a book. But still, that was too close for comfort for MATTJESS. An almost clutch attempt para kay Kano. Both of them are on 1 HP. But A7J was just a bit too smart. Dun sa round na yun, fully reading the rotation in that 1v1. That B defense almost fell
They're
apart.
expecting it. No push out. Again, now so many people on the other side. KLB finds Rels. Immediate hit coming in from them, but they know that Vice there. They check the angle. A7J now. Too many people covering it. But MZ comes in. An immediate lightning fast flank coming in from them. And again, it's going to be up to KLB. This guy, the IGL right now, one of the smartest that we've seen here.
Oh, you
in the
reloaded,
regionals here. He goes away.
No
backs
way.
off. CBN is so low. So if he can find that kill over onto MZ, CBN out of the open, a headshot coming in from him. 1v1 again, MZ on the angle. And KLB with a double kill. What a clutch coming in from the IGL.
Yun lang, di ko mapit yung spray doon ni MZ. Ah, that hurts to watch. But 6 and 3.
Pain.
Pure pain. Speaking of pain, man, KLP is still getting torched dito sa series na. He has 3 frags.
Shout out to KLP, man. Yeah, he's definitely not having the best. You can see Loy as well, kind of being shut down by MATTJESS.
Oh, it's a B-rush? Alright!
Push over on the other side, but Kano takes out 2. And MZ here for the trade now. Got the damage done over onto MZ, but they do have that needs going out in the open. The entirety of UBEC Maniac on the other side of this wall. But there's so much utility being thrown in their way. Further delaying that retake to come in. 30 seconds now to flash as well. As if he got forward, MZ rails out of the open. Lloyd takes that one. He takes the second. And MZ left in a 1v2. Cannot convert it. UBEC Maniac now on the favorite side of the map, feeling it. They are feeling like victory.
Yeah, I'm no better than MATTJESS, pare. I would be also calling a B-rush to start ng half. They're like, hey, we've been playing slow. Tara, let's just rush B, see what happens.
Let's go back to what we already know, man.
Ayun lang. I feel like there's not even anything that they did wrong dun sa round na yun. I feel like UM was just already there by the time na nagpa-plant na sila ng C4. Mass gonna go through KLB. Oh, he hits the second one. I told you, this man does not need momentum. He only needs his sniper.
C4 now. Drop. It's out in the open.
Yeah,
MZ
it might be
falls.
over.
A7J next to impossible right now. Not a single frag going in their direction.
He's getting chased down. Loy and KLP are already there, and even if he didn't die, there's one on the flank as well.
That's tough. That's tough. And I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, Josh, I feel like this might be.
It's getting scary, man. Remember, MATTJESS, they are known for
Oh my
not
God,
having any kind of
Kano?
momentum. Kano walks all the way forward, finds Rails. JJ here as well for the follow-up, takes down the entry of MATTJESS here. They're falling like corpses on the ground right now as the bodies hit the floor. UBEC MANIAC looking to finish things, even through the smoke. They find MZ as well, and MATTJESS are strangled. They can't find a way to go. They are getting pushed into a corner like animals, knowing no better. And Loy gets the double kill. We are at match points.
There it is, UBEC MANIAC. This is their destiny ever since group stage to step foot in the grand finals. Let's see if they can make it happen. Loy spotted Submit, throwing the nade. And 3-man push long, why not? Let's make it happen.
No.
We want to end this game now.
They are looking to rush it now to end things right here in the moment. KLB finds Rels, and now MATTJESS with the walls falling around. They are closing in around them. They feel the pressure on all sides. The C4 out of the open. JJ, KLB just across the angle. Cannot connect any of the bullets. A7J has fallen. MZ and
KLB's gonna
CBN
die.
now. The last hope of MATTJESS here to stay in the series.
Yo.
He keeps it possible. He fights one. MZ fights back. But JJ finds MZ. And it's all up to CBN. It's all up to the entry. The hero, the new neophyte on MATTJESS to try and bring it back from the brink. He finds Loy and looking to travel across the map once more. Looking to play the clock down to the last second. Tries to find him. He sees no out on the open other side of the bridge. Now, waiting on the angle, looking to get that kill. Remember, if anyone can clutch out, it's going to be CBN. Throws out the utility, moves over towards Ellie, but JJ is waiting here on the angle.
Dead.
I don't think he's going to be expecting this. He's so far out. He sees Kano, and he ends it right now. Your second grand finalist. Maniac, and it's like it was written in the books, man. The destiny. Just past the time when he could not see it, they do this in favor of him, in honor of him, and now they will represent on the world stage already. But we still have the grand finals happening tomorrow, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think that grand finals is going to be taken very seriously, no, pare, kasi ayun nga, UBEC MANIAC, they have a chip on their shoulder. They're trying to make the homie in heaven proud, pare. So I think they're going to try to go for the win tomorrow and be the best team in PH if ever they do so. But SCJ is a very formidable opponent. Their preparation is just as good. Plus, it's a good head-to-head between coaches,
It is.
no?
I like
It's
it.
a good head-to-head between coaches. It's kind of funny that I'm friends with both of the coaches here, na si 02 and si Tanks, and I know na they have very different philosophies, but they kind of work for each team very, very nicely. So titignan natin whose style will definitely have the most impact between yung dalawang teams natin dito.
And you gotta ask for it, man. If we had kind of both El Clasicos here,
Yeah.
Cebuano Derby, the Battle of Manila here that happened, and you couldn't ask for something better, right? Where you have both a clash of regions, but also at the same time a clash of styles. Tomorrow for the grand final, where we'll decide the actual champion here of regional finals in the Philippines. They are looking to be crowned, and UBEC MANIAC, again, man, where this time, for the longest time, the dynasty of Pacific Makta has been dropped out from the grand finals. They are gone, and it's the rise of the new bloods. SGJ, who have recently risen to their current level, and UBEC MANIAC, who are a close second as well in following up. The improvement from both these teams has been gigantic in comparison to what they looked like back in Masters earlier this year.
Yeah, for sure. Gonna take a look at the highlights, of course. You know, it was a good start of the game para dito sa MATTJESS, but then I feel like UBEC, they just got the handle of things. They just got the full read.
Kano went insane.
Yeah,
man.
Kano, 23 frags. Insane. That kid is made for internationals, pare. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, you can feel it, man. There is no nerves whatsoever right now for him on the LAN. And I would love to see, I'm so excited to see him on the world stage. But you gotta temper that excitement, man.
Yeah.
Remember, when last time we saw at CFS APAC series, our region as a whole, the Philippines didn't really get too far here. They had one of the teams drop out of playoff contention early. We had SGJ
do a pretty good job to get into playoffs, but still not being in there right now. And here with the rise of these two teams, I'm looking forward to what is this new generation of Crossfire here in the Philippines. I'm looking forward to what possibilities are going to be unlocked by these young squads.
Yeah, I mean, the future is now, and the future is here. UBEC Maniac, once again, pretty good game. Galing dito kay KLB. JJ. Look at Kano,
Look at
3.43.
his numbers, man. Those are insane.
Ew.
Almost 2 kills per round on average for Kano. This guy, life game, I tell you. But that's not to forget as well. You can see the numbers all across the board right now. Yeah, Lloyd didn't have the best map here. AP -2, whatever, everything else. But he was a necessary sacrifice. He was always that first one out the gate. He would be taken down early, but there was always a follow-up from Kano. There would always be a follow-up from KLB, from KLP, from JJ. It doesn't matter. Someone will always trade that first point of contact. And despite Loy dying like this, he's done his job. He's created a space that is necessary for UBEC Maniac to convert these rounds.
Yeah, it kind of humbles you a bit, no, if you're low in this situation, right? You come into UBEC Maniac, you know, you are the star player, you kind of expect the star treatment here, pero the thing is with Tanks' system is no one is above one another here, pare, dito sa team natin. So, you know, if Loy has to play the sacrificial lamb para sa kanyang team, then it is gonna happen, whether he likes it or not. Because this allows itong mga ibang players natin ng UBEC Maniac to kind of flourish dito sa game natin. And with Kano, the Kano train is so hard to stop once it starts. Kasi, ayun nga, he'll be behind the enemy lines, getting 3Ks, getting 4Ks on his entries. And he's such a mechanical enigma pare na pag pinagsama pa si Kano and si Loy at their peak.
An insane duo, man.
Insane duo, man.
You saw how they were working in the system here. We saw on other maps where where Loy was the first one getting the frags and Kano was the sacrificial lamb. And I like this, right? You're seeing out of this system that was built inside of UBEC Maniac that everyone is willing to play according to their role. No one has to be the superstar here. They just need to play their game, follow the strat book, and keep that discipline. And that's really where you see it. Because it's a rare sight to see players this young playing in a system as humbling as this. At this point in time, most pro players at 17, 18 years old, below 20, they do have egos. They do want to be that star player. But I don't know what has been done, right? The brain chemistry in these kids must have been dealt with by Mr. Tanks himself, because it's so hard to be able to get them to work in a system that doesn't need that kind of highlight plays, that doesn't need anybody popping off. Because that means there's zero ego between these players, and they treat it like it's supposed to be treated. Crossfire, down to its very core, is a team game, and you should not be depending on any one singular player to bring it across the finish line.
Yeah, and I mean, just like how I said it, man, I've kind of known Tanks for a while now, and I feel like he's the type of person or the type of coach na, you know, he would really instill those very basic concepts dito sa kanya mga players, right? Just like how he said, you know, discipline, you know, making sure that we play as a team. They feel very connected in some of the other maps. You know, granted, sub-base.
The comms are insane.
The comms are really good.
You can see the split-second changes in the double peaks that come in from them when they bait out. And I don't know how, but in the split seconds that it comes to the post-plant situation for them, they're already in the high-low setups. They're already in crossfires that are not expected by MATTJESS here, and we've seen it so many times.
Yeah, and I think that just goes back to KLB, with how quick he is. You know, as an IGL, you have to have a very quick brain if you are on that role, making sure that you can adjust on the fly. And I feel like adjusting on the fly is a skill that is very well needed to CF, especially with the way that internationals go. Not every round is going to go to plan now. Oh, we make a 2-1-2 happen. They're going to enter this part of the map and this works. That's not how this game works, pare.
It's not.
That's not how these games work. And the best IGLs in the world, they know how to adjust on the fly, what kind of setups you have to have in certain situations. And it feels like UBEC Maniac, they're approaching that level at peak velocity, pare.
And it's insane,
and
man.
it's insane.
How
they're
young
gonna,
these players are.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try and see if they can, stretch it even further, dito sa ating mga games tomorrow. But you know what? We do have the schedule, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, you are not
This is
seeing it
final,
wrong.
ladies and gentlemen. A surprise to everyone out here. Pacific MATTJESS and MATTJESS to start off today tomorrow in the Battle of 30 at the grand final between SGG Reborn and UBEC MANIAC. And speaking of UBEC MANIAC, let's throw it over to the stage to see how these players feel here for our post-match interview. Shout out, Mochi. What's up?
Thank you so much to our casters, Juswaben as well as Sneaky Frog. Well, syempre narito ngayon sa harap ninyo ang UBEC MANIAC na isa pang team na nagre-representa sa Pilipinas sa Hangzhou, China. And syempre, alam ko na sobrang importante nitong match na to sa inyo. Kaya everyone, palakpakan nyo naman ang UBEC MANIAC. Huling hirit for our day 1, okay? So, ito ang aking nag-iisang tanong para sa inyo. Ito ang unang taon nyo as a team, tama ba? Nabuo kayo? Yes ba? Ayun. So, kung ito ang unang inyong taon na magkakasama kayo,